Hello. I'm still munching. Hello, hello. Wrong one. I got a green screen on. Doesn't look as good because I don't have my window up, but 1 second and it will. 1 second and it'll look great, I promise. Wrong one. That's my Twitter. We don't need to see my Twitter. 1 second. Oh. Everything's a mess. Why do I even prep? Energy straight out the gate is insane. Okay. Let's relax. I hears ya. Wait. Okay. Music was loud on my end. I did turn it down quite a bit. I still want it to be heard. I just don't want it to be banging in my ear. Okay, that is better. Can you still hear it though? It got me hyped. I'm already like, okay, I'm listening. I'm paying attention. It's pretty fake. Okay, I'll turn it up slightly. I forget that I can see it in comparison to my voice. That should be good. Maybe up a notch. I think I might also... Oh, okay, it sounded perfect. Okay, let's not mess with it then. We love messing with sound. It's our favorite part of every Joy stream. Would it be a Joy stream without messing with sound? I don't think so. This is a lot more high energy than I was expecting. Also, I kept the warnings up so that people could see it. It's basically just action, violence, some vomiting. Nothing like crazy, but, you know. If you're here for the other Our Wonderland streams, this is going to be significantly less chaotic than that, supposedly. Alright. The music got me like, frazzle dazzled. Nothing compared to the main game. Oh. Spooky. Again, going in blind. I always go in blind. Hello, Iggy. Yeah, it was for Spooktober 2022. Halloween in March. Fuck it. Okay. So I just wanted to get off the main screen because the music was a bit loud. I do actually want to read my theories first before I start, because it's just tradition, and I did have a couple left over from last stream. Shouldn't take too long though, and we'll be jumping right into it. But want to make sure that I get these out of the way because that's tradition. And the outfit is so cute! Okay, so we had our Genzo and ate him too, was my first note that I left. Okay, yeah, that did happen. We did eat Genzo. Oh, I guess I was just saying that the last scene of Act 4 hurt really bad because not only did Genzo get eaten, we also got to see him tortured in like the worst way possible. So that was great. We ate Genzo again, but we only ate his legs, and then he was like in the barn or whatever, like tied up, and his eyes were gouged out. And then Iggy strangled him to death to put him out of his misery. It was ridiculous. It was sad. Arc 4 was very tough. It was very tough. It is insane. Gidget going Bob the Builder mode with Iggy I can fix it head ass was exactly what I typed. What was I on when I typed these? I was at work when I typed these. But she kept saying it over and over again. She's like, I can fix him. I can fix him. This is like, okay, we get it. Yes, you can. Also, thank you for commenting on the background for the green screen. I forgot to do that. I can change it to anything that I want, but I figured what better way to start than with the TNT background. Let's not go too far to that side. It's my first time hooking up a green screen. I've never done it in my life, and I'm very happy with it. It could be better. My webcam is pretty... it's okay. But, you know. Such a chaotic stream today, I feel like. It's fine. No bad end. Oh, what was I saying? I guess I just noticed that she said, I'm gonna fix you, Iggy, I'm gonna fix you. And I was just like, okay. And I wanted to make that joke. And I guess I didn't make that joke in the stream, so I was like, now's the time to do it. No bad end. It's like, you know how when somebody insults you and you can't think of a good comeback until like a week later? It's like me with this. I couldn't think of a joke on stream, so I was like, I got the joke now as I'm listening to the VOD. I'm just going to put it in the next stream. So then that way it still counts. You know, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. There were no bad ends, choices. No choice. Okay. Lord. So Act 3 had like a good end, quote unquote, and then a badder end. So it was like less bad and full bad. And on Act 3, Act 4 didn't have none of that. It was just straight, no choice. And the reason why I brought this up was I felt like it added to Gidget taking the control away from Iggy. Like, taking the control away to the extent that you don't even get a better ending. Like, that's... I don't know. That was, like, a thought I had. Just an observation. Right, it's like I have the best jokes and comebacks in the shower a week after the moment has passed. I don't think there are good ends, though. Every ending is bad or worse. That's really interesting. Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, wait, are there just... That's it? Like, we don't get a choice? And she took all the control away from us at the very end. And, like, it even goes further because Iggy legitimately loses all motor function and he can't do anything at the very last scene with her, basically. And, like, we become, like, a rag doll. So it made me feel like she had, like, her strings in us, like puppet master shit. And, I don't know, it made me think of that. And I was just like, I guess that's her whole thing. Which is why I said that exactly, that the spiders and the webs, like, that was still included, right? That's why I was like, there were no spiders, but there kind of was. We're still cooking. We're still onto something. I don't care. I'm not letting it go. Okay? Sorry I didn't pick up on Cecil enjoying his rendezvous with Orlum. Okay, so Cecil, Gidget's, like, butler man guy, when he gets to the castle with everybody, Gidget alludes to the fact that Cecil and Orlum have, like, slept together. And because I know Orlum isn't, like, the best guy in the world and he has a weird relationship with sex, not necessarily always bad, I assumed that Cecil was, like, a victim, basically. And Carrot was like, no, Cecil enjoyed it. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't pick up on that at all. I was reading too much into it, so I apologize for that. Let Cecil live his life. Very cute. I'm happy for them. Absolutely happy. Just wanted to clear that up. Next was the heart of the tree was in the chalk drawing backstory for the tree, and that was in one of the dreams. So it was like that heart shit is still relevant. And also the heart, I guess, could just represent the kids going into the tree or something. I don't know. It could be a great variety of things. Maybe it's just a stylistic choice, and I'm reading way too much into it. Who knows? What a lovely murderous couple. Cecil didn't murder anybody. Cecil got murdered. Cecil got murked. Cecil got destroyed at the end. I think Cecil's a good guy. I think, I mean, granted, he doesn't like Iggy too much, but, like, it's okay. He's just, you know, protective over Gidget. Cecil has probably ate a man. We probably all have. Like, if you go to the castle, it's unavoidable, basically, that you will eat at least one man. And then the last thing was, did the tree give Iggy the book to get into Wonderland? I'm still stuck on this fucking book. Where did he get this book? How did he get in here in the first place? I guess we'll eventually find out. We're not going to find out here, because this is a side game. But that will roll over for Arc 5 when we get there, because we played like the first 5 minutes of Arc 5 last stream. And I'm really excited for that, but before we dive back into the horrors, we're just going to enjoy the nice side game. And this is very, from what I understand, Dungeons and Dragons inspired, and like very silly, fantastical, like adding, so it's like not really connected. It's like an AU. There you go. It's an alternate universe, which I think is adorable. Let me take a bite of my food. And you can see, wait, can I see my food? I tore the bitch up. I tore the bitch up. Do you like Brussels sprouts? I feel like I'm weird because I like them so much, but I think they're really good. I think if you cook them long enough, delicious. Any vegetable you can really just roast and it'll be good. It is a great little cast. You could put them anywhere and I would watch it. Neutral on the Brussels sprouts. That's fair. At my bowling alley here in town, they deep fry them or whatever. And they're like a delicacy. Like people who don't even like them, like vegetables, fuck with the deep fried Brussels sprouts. Deep fry anything. How much longer can Joy stall? Who knows? That's so southern. It is the most southern thing. It's so good. It's really funny. Yeah. Sorry I had to eat on stream today. Sometimes I'm able to eat, like, right before I get on. Some days I just can't because it takes a little bit longer. No eat. Well, I'm only so, like, self-conscious about it because when I listen back to the VODs, I'm just like, oh, God. But whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it. This ain't my day job. I'll do what I want. Drink some water. It's litter flying. We're just chilling. If you were eating something, I feel a little bit better about it. Hi, Butter! We haven't started yet because I've been stalling. I've been eating on stream. So, I'm going to continue to do that for just a second longer while we get adjusted. But we haven't started yet, so you're fresh and early still. And I'm really, really excited, which might not seem like it because I'm stalling. I think you're mostly here on time, Butter. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you, regardless. I would probably be eating during your stream. Ooh, what are you gonna eat? Tell me. I love hearing about what everybody's eating. Butter, if you're eating something, I want to know. I love salmon so much. I can eat salmon like all the time. I'm not sure yet. Eat something nutritious and, if possible. Eating breakfast. Oh, cute. I kind of hate time zones. Like, legitimately, I wish there was a way to be, like, rid of them. Obviously, that wouldn't really work, but... Eggs, canned tuna, rice for today. Ooh, I'm eating rice too. And I'm eating, well, we're both eating fish and rice. I don't like eggs, but that sounds pretty good. A world away sounds so romantic. I love it. I also got my green screen. I'm in one of the backgrounds of my game, of my first game that I made. I'm in a flower shop. I don't know what I'll put up there. Maybe it'll be a different one each time, I don't know. Like, I can make it... One second. I can be in B's bedroom. Yeah. Her bedroom is so cute. When I designed it, I wanted to make it look really lived in. Ah, we're just chilling. I even have like these little lights in my own like living room. I have like lights hanging up on the ceiling. Really put myself in it. Okay. Think I've eaten enough. Just to go. Yes, and it's for tattoos and tulips. We have all original backgrounds for tattoos and tulips. This is something I'm very thankful for because it's very hard to get. But my artist, actually the same artist who has my current PFP, who made it, is the background artist for my first 2 games. And she's incredible. Love her. Love her very much. Okay, enough of that. Time to read. The backgrounds are gorgeous, yeah. I love them so much. Alright. A young man in robes of white traverses the darkness of the woods. His snow-stained hair stands prominent against the black backdrop, like a star twinkling softly against the expanse of the night sky. And around him the shadow threatens like inky chasms. Chasms? All manner of creature could be out there, just watching, like the giant eyeball, waiting. Pardon? Fucking pardon? What? Hey, that's me! Yeah, I know! This is a meta. Very good, Iggs. I'm glad you could recognize yourself in a mirror. Hoonar! You know, it doesn't help the vibe when you interrupt the narration. I mean, don't worry, babe. Just narrate these clowns straight into a big old torture hole. Wow, okay. Buck's secretly really enjoying all the horrors. See if they can keep the smart-ass commentary with 7-foot spikes shoved up their asses. If I knew this was gonna be a NC-17 affair, I'd have come more prepared. Look at his little... Every time I see Orlov's fucking mug, I just wanna like, I don't know if I want to kiss it, punch it, squeeze it. I don't know. Maybe all. Squeeze feels like, it's like both affectionate and kind of aggressive. So maybe squeeze. He's so gross. That is sick and disgusting. And why the hell did you all put me next to this fucker? Because it's more fun that way. Wait, Hunar can just kill us like that? I don't know. I'm not killing anyone. Oh, Hunar's the dungeon master, right? The DM, yeah. That's so fitting. That makes so much sense. I want to squeeze all with Orlov's face on it. Yeah! Merch idea! Oh, my bad. Sorry, Hunar. I didn't mean to talk over you. Can we please focus here? I was trying to keep this thing under 10k. 10k words. Now then. I like that this is... Now we know that the narration is in Hunar's voice. The cool chill of the wooded shade sends shivers up the man's spine. He knows not where he is, nor how he arrived here. I like how they all decided that Iggy was going to be the main character as well. He's so DM energy. I love it. This is so cute. Ignatius. I have no idea where I am or how I got here. What? Damn, Iggs, you should drop the computer hacking stuff and take up acting instead. He said one line, Genzo. He said one thing. He's so down bad. Iggy breathes and Genzo's like... I love it. Come hacking stuff and take up acting instead, Mr. Charlton Heston over here. I'm still not sure why he's playing the lead. The last thing the world needs is another spineless vanilla protagonist. Okay, rude. But also kind of true. I could have provided some life to this production. Yeah, because you had stolen it from everyone watching. The young cleric, Ignatius, carries on through the trees before arriving at a clearing. At the center of the clearing, a halfling knight lies prostrate on the ground, unmoving. He appears to be gravely injured, his breath ragged on his lips. We're not gonna leave him be. Aww, cute, but we're still gonna save. Oh, look at the little doodles. Oh, this is so charming. This is just what I needed. What a cutie. Heal him. Whoever it is, probably got though. Ignatius kneels down next. Oh, a knight, yeah. Next to the knight, using his curative magic to heal the knight's wounds. Wow. The knight stirs, groans. Oh, then pushes himself off the ground. I like that you used the bandana for this. And then he's a halfling because he's short. So fitting. What the flying fuck was I doing lying on the ground? I don't know, you tell me. Again, that's not how knights talk. I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to criticize it. I'll let Iggy criticize it though. Oh, sorry. Guess I missed out on round table lexicon class. Throw me a fucking bone here. Okay, what's really funny is my D&D knowledge is very limited. I have played D&D and I would do it in a session for like a couple months. But I was one of those annoying players who likes to fight everything and yeah, I don't think I was the best at it. I'm horrible at role-playing. I don't know. And then it also kind of feels like acting and I get put on the spot and I get really nervous. You have been with D&D content lately. I have, yeah. I'm learning to love it, you know. I've never played it, so I'm a noob at it. It's okay. Apparently some people really get into it later in life. I would recommend trying it, because it is kind of fun. I think it's just like the people I was playing with took it very seriously, and I just needed a little bit more leniency, to be honest. You'd have better luck teaching a monkey to fly than you would teaching Genzo to clean his tongue. There's gonna be a monkey flying here real soon if you don't plug your pile, you freckled fuck. Jesus Christ. Just, they're so aggy in their everyday life. The two men stand there. Wow. Hello. Hi. Are you alright now? I'm standing, ain't I? Did someone attack you? To be honest, I can't remember. Everything's kind of a blur. Wow. All I remember is this weird hissing noise. Hissing noise? Yeah, like... Yeah, we know. Yeah, exactly like that. Damn, your vocal range. That wasn't me. It wasn't me. Oh no! Not the tomatoes again. Fuck! As if on cue, they emerge from the inky blackness between the trees, one after another, tiny shadows giving way to the heads of deepest crimson, while beneath their bulbous crowns, wrinkled, twig-like arms wriggle and squirm like snakes. Ooh. Alas, I don't know who to play with. I'm manifesting for you better that you find people who you could play with. Not the tomatoes hate that blood. We've got company. Because I couldn't tell from the aura of murder cloak in this place like a corn dog down my throat. One of the tomato creatures leaps at the knight. Who deftly... the attack with this sword. Okay. God damn it, we're gonna need to do this the hard way, I guess. Get behind me. I can take care of myself, do as he says. Y'all know what I'm gonna do. You already know. Considering Ignatius has no kind of weapon. Oh, I didn't even notice that. I was just like, I want to be protective, I guess so. That was my only thought. My face is so red. He has no qualms about leaping behind the knight's back as the creatures draw near. But aren't these what attacked you earlier? One of the fiends comes charging towards them, razor-sharp fangs bared. Yeah, feels good. Slice him up. The knight separates his arms and legs from its body in 2 quick flashes of his blade. Yeah, what about it? Last I checked, you almost died? Slight miscalculation is all. Slight? Now 2 of them are closing in. They race forward, zipping to the left, to the right, then flying at them from opposite sides. The knight spins, sword arcing in the air as it slices through their necks in swift succession, sending their bulbous heads bouncing to the ground. At the moment, Ignatius notices one bearing on them from behind. Crap! A cleric wouldn't say crap either, Iggy! He takes a hurried step backwards. The animation is so cute and charming. I'm like, only for the knight to grab him about the waist and pull him in close to the grunt. Damn vegetables. They're fruits! Another flash of his blade. Then the incoming creature falls to the ground in 6 neat pieces. Very particular. Ignatius watches in wonder, then lets his gaze fall to the iron-tight grip that the knight has around his hips. The knight must notice, too, because he recoils with a flustered jerk. Hunar? This is like that game Fruit Slicer or whatever. You mean Fruit Ninja? I love Fruit Slicer, my favorite iPad game. Hunar ships them, yeah! Be, a bit more careful, yeah? And the knight coughs. Decapitates another tomato. Coughs again. Then the remainder of the fight goes quickly after that. After 10 or more so, the creatures are turned into ketchup. The rest begin to scatter, no doubt having realized their attacks are futile. That would have been good. Come on! Come on! That was a softball. With a series of hisses, they retreat back into the trees, lost once more within the shadow. Ba-dum. Look, I'm not meant to be studios. Otherwise, you're remarkably skilled. What can I say? I know my way around a Oh my god! Okay, alright. Okay. I can't breathe. Wow. Alright. Well, we're in for a time, huh? Not the pause. That was subtle. I can't, like, they're doing my job. I can't even give good commentary because they're gonna jump in before I get a chance to. The tomatoes aren't the only red things, though. Oh, Lord. Hey, I'm a subtle guy. Did I miss something? Jesus Christ, Iggy, come on. Don't worry, Iggy. It's nothing. Yes, nothing. Wow. Wow, okay, wow. At any rate, Ignatius ignores this comment. What is your name, knight? Oh yeah, we haven't even done introductions yet, have we? I'd get a big fat F in chivalry. Aw. You can just call me Genzo. Very well, Genzo. I'm called Ignatius. They're so cute. Stab me! I am honestly Iggy here. It took a moment for me to— Oh, we love an oblivious queen. Got it, Iggs. See, I don't give— I think I'm also kind of oblivious, but I'm not oblivious to my own feelings, and I act on my feelings immediately, so I don't even give people the chance. No, Ignatius. You wanted to call him Iggy. Not seeing the diff here. Fine, whatever. At any rate, I'm on a very important quest for the king. Who's the is Orlon the king again? Wait, I am? You are? Why else would you be walking around in a dangerous forest filled with murder tomatoes? Cause he wants a sandwich. Well, what is it then? What's the quest? It's even he doesn't know. What a farce. Maybe he needs to take the One Ring to Mordor. Whoa, let's not bring the copyright hounds down on us, yeah? The Jewel of Happiness. The Jewel of Happiness? Yes, you must return the Jewel of Happiness to the sacred altar to, restore its light and bring happiness to the world. On second thought, let's stick with Mordor. Not him hating it. I knew you'd come up with something amazing, babe. Aw, see, they're so cute when they're so cute. They're so cute when things are good. You might as well call it the jewel of this story is for the brainless. Okay, rude. I'm enjoying it, Orlon. Don't be pretentious. And also, it's D&D, relax. It's the jewel of happiness, and that's that. See? He's already pulling it out of his robe. I have? Ignatius has already pulled the jewel of happiness out of his robe. He holds the amber orb between the two of them. Its dull, lifeless surface seems to exude hopelessness. I'm supposed to return the Jewel of Happiness to the sacred altar and restore its light, so I can bring happiness back to the world. Jewel of Happiness? Sounds fake, but okay. Will you help me? I didn't need you anyway. We are never saying that. Will you help me? Will you help me? I feel your sword would be a great asset along the way. Well, when you ask so nicely, how can I refuse? It's been a long time since I've been solicited by someone as handsome sounding as you. I'm not soliciting you. I just need your help. All the same to me. As so, the two companions set off back into the shadow of the trees. But what kind of peril lurks in the dark? Only time will tell. I'm having a blast. I'm having so much fun. Goodness, my cheeks are gonna hurt so bad by the end of this. What are we looking at here? It seems to be a large empty field. Interesting, a bit sus if you ask me. Alright. It does have an aura of strangeness about it. The two companions have reached the edge of the forest, only to be met with a new obstacle. An empty field. Yep. Oh, the horror. An empty field. Whatever shall they do? You know, I don't appreciate the sarcasm. Alright. The part was not supposed to be challenging. It's literally just a field that you have to cross. I don't know, I think it's good to be cautious. Yeah, maybe we'll trip and fall on a basically pointy rock and bash our brains out. Okay! Okay, fine. You want a suspicious empty field? I give you a suspicious empty field! Oh. It is very suspicious. There! How do you like that? Oh. Does that field look scary beyond all reason? No? Yeep. Yeah. With a terrifying red sky. Mm-hmm. I think I just wet myself. Okay. The two companions face the extremely dark and horrifying field. Its aura chills their bones to the core. Maybe we can go around? They cannot go around. The field is wide and massive. Attempting to circumvent it would add days to their journey. Days they don't have if they have any hopes of restoring happiness to the world. Wait, did you just hear something? Hear something? No. Genzo goes tense. Oh, he has really good ears because of his blindness, right? That makes sense. Caning his ears towards the forest behind them. Is someone there? It happens in a flash. One moment, Genzo is standing on his own 2 feet. Oh gosh, Orlam. The next he isn't. He goes tumbling, rolling, huffs and grunts as his back cracks against the hard earth. Then comes to a stop, a shadowy figure perched atop him with a dagger pressed to his throat. Oh, so he's not a king. Okay, then. Assassin. If it isn't my least favorite pint-sized sword swinger. Wait, you two aren't supposed to know each other. How could I not know this imbecile? Just thinking about him makes my stomach roil. That's what we call IBS, bud. See? See how he taunts me? I practically deserve to slit his throat. There's not gonna be any throat slitting. Fine. A little throat slitting is okay. Just a little. Huh? I thought I felt eyes on my ass the last hour, so... Lord. Yes. Everything is always asses with you, isn't it? Acid? Assassin? What can I say? I like what I like. Oh, perhaps you'd also like me cutting that tongue of yours off. You sure you want to do that? I remember you praising it quite highly last time I used it. The cloaked individual presses his dagger tighter against Genzo's throat. Snark all you want, but the day will come where I'll get to do everything I want to you. Oh, you gonna run to daddy because a little halfling hurt your feelings? Step in to help. What did you do to this guy? Step in to help. You know, I always want to, like, I went in was like, I'm gonna save Genzo for last, but when he's on screen, I can't resist, okay? I can't. I'm a weak woman. Drink. Ignatius steps forward, fists raised in what he hopes is a show of aggression. Hey, get off him! That's my companion, I'll have you know. The man glances up, raises a brow. Picking up strays again? Hey, this one came to me. An unenlightened stray, then. He pushes himself to his feet and wipes the dust off his cloak. I'm gonna have to go in lurk mode, but I'm internally screaming. It's okay, I'll just imagine you're also losing your mind. I'll bite because you're cute. What on earth would you need this hulking lummox for? Fur? He's helping me return the jewel of happiness to the sacred altar. Uh-huh. And we need to be on our way too. Let's get moving. No time to lollygag. Speaking of gagging, you should teach your boy how to hold his tongue. There's many a fiend out there with eyes on that jewel. Really? This thing? Don't hold it out! He's gonna steal it! I, however, would be happy to fend them off and aid in your noble quest. Okay. And I'd be happy to string you by the rat on your head and leave you for the crows. So testy, aren't we, dear? You want to keep me all to yourself, do you? More like I know you. You wouldn't help someone willingly if you had a knife to your balls. Don't tell me you're bored. Daddy sent you out to run errands again, didn't he? Huh, I'm on a mission of extreme importance. Something you could never. He never sends me on errands. Who is this father you keep talking about? Is his father the king? Oh no. Why the king of imps? Of course. Of fucking course. Why the king of imps? Of course. I am heir to the throne. He's so nasty. He's a little nasty assassin prince now. Psh, heir to the throne. Last I checked, you were the bottom of the list, bud. Daddy doesn't like it when you sleep with the guy trying to off him. A moment of weakness is all. Besides, last I checked, bottom of the list is still higher than brain-addled outcast knight. The man grabs Genzo by his mantle with a splenetic huff. Both of you calm down. Stop egging him on. Both of you calm down. Relax. Both of you just calm down, okay? This isn't getting us anywhere. The man releases him, but none too affably. His hands go to his hips as Genzo rubs begrudgingly at his throat. Thank you. Ignatius looks from the man to Genzo and back again. I just realized I don't even know your name. I just call him Buttface. Orlam. Orlam is fine. I won't require you to address me as royalty. Yet. Yeah, he saves that for when he's got a leash around your throat. Orlam crunches the heel of his boot into the top of Genzo's foot. Genzo yells, Yow! Alright, Orlam, you said you wanted to help. I would gladly accept your aid. This brings a proud grin to Orlam's face. And rightfully so. We don't need his help. We were doing just fine on our own. Oh, and how do you propose you were going to cross that field, I don't know, by walking, the way most people cross large tracts of land, and get swallowed up by the collector? Oh gosh, this is... I like the parallels. No, I can see now you'll never make it across in one piece. You'll need the gift of stealth if you have any hope of plying this plot. And I suppose that's where you come in, huh? Precisely. He's so stinky. He's a little stink, this guy. Five minutes later, sees the trio slinking across the darkened field. They dart in and out of the shadows like ghosts in the night, then stop for a moment neath the refuge of a large boulder, quiet, listening. Are you sure that's even anything here? Place is as dead as my dick when I think about you. It does seem awfully quiet. Orlam just laughs, impish grin playing on his lips. Oh, don't worry. It's here. The collector feeds on your fear. So do try to keep those thoughts of yourselves from succumbing to dread. And whatever you do, don't look directly at it. Seems simple enough to me. Ignatius curls his arms around his chest as a chill creeps up his spine. Him and avoiding dread have never mixed well. Dread being his constant companion, more like, oh, fantasy anxiety. Something brushes against his shoulder. Ew. With a start, he turns around, but there's nothing. Nothing at all except the empty expanse of field. A trick of the wind, no doubt. Must have been the wind. But he can't help the anxiety tickling the back of his neck. Maybe he won't be able to return the jewel after all. Oh no, don't do this. He's spiraling. Who is he anyway? Not brave. Not dependable. Certainly not any kind of savior. Maybe he'd be destined to fail all along. At that moment, Orlam's motions them ahead. which rouses him from his self-deprecating thoughts. Oh. And then they're moving forward again, around rock and brush, tracing divots in the dirt, swift and silent as they follow the trail of shadow. It feels like I'm watching a movie. It's so nice. Orlon leads them beneath the blackness of a large decaying tree, and they crouch beneath it with ragged breaths, their chest heaving. Genzo leans in towards Orlon with a hiss. You're not just leading us around in circles, are you? And force myself to stay in your close proximity even longer? You flatter yourself. Ignatius's discomfort continues to grow. He brings his knees to his chest, gazing out across the shadow-strewn field. Now the feeling is all over his head and shoulders, like something slithering across his scalp, tracing the length of his collarbone. His breath is coming out faster and faster. We're gonna ask for help! You got it. Guys, I'm feeling a bit weird. But his two companions continue to bicker and argue amongst themselves, neither one paying attention to him. Rude. Why would they pay attention to him? He's nobody. Okay, I know. Is this comedic or not? I can't tell. He's nobody. Nothing. A burden to any and all who cross his path. Surely they'd fare better without him. He squeezes his eyes shut as a bead of sweat works its way down his temple. He'll never succeed. He might as well give up now. Why had he thought he'd ever be able to do something heroic? The slithering extends down to his chest, curling and twisting. To be fair, the collector was always preying on their thoughts and stuff, so I'm sure that's just what this is again. His neck, his arms, his waist. Maybe I'll see the collector this time because I didn't see it in the original game. It's all around him now, but he doesn't care. He closes his eyes. He's a bumbling coward who doesn't deserve anything better. He would never have reached the altar anyway. Never have been able to make a difference. Tighter, twisting. He's been dragged now. Oh no! Pulled away for the safety of the shadows. He should just give up already. At that moment, Orlon leaps to his feet. It's here! It has him! Genzo follows suit, twisting around in horror. Iggs! But by this point, it's too late. The black tentacles coil around Ignatius's form with a possessive tug. They yank him free of the shadow and up into the air. Ignatius takes one look at the form of his captor. His eyes widen momentarily, before going completely white, his body limp in the tentacle's grip. Orlon brings his hands to his hair, fingers digging into his scalp. Shit, he's already gone! Gone? What do you mean, gone? There's no way now, we can't get close enough without looking at it ourselves. He stops, looks at Genzo. Or perhaps not. Why do I feel like you're going to ask me to do something extremely dangerous? There's no time. I'll try to move around to the back and distract it. You use that opportunity to cut him free. If this were any other situation, I'd say get fucked. But I think I appreciate Ig staying alive, so fine. That's what I thought. Now go and do the only thing you're good at and slice some things in half. Orlon scuttles off into the shadows, dagger at the ready. They're so cute. Genzo unsheathed his sword back to the tree bark as he keens his ears. It doesn't take long. Commotion to the far left. The sound of a blade cutting through. I didn't even register. Again, I always forget Genzo's blind because he's just so competent. Not saying that blind people are incompetent, but I'm saying he's doing shit that blind people wouldn't do. So, like, I didn't even register he's a blind swordsman. Followed by the pained whine of something large. Now, Genzo! Genzo wastes no time. He darts out from his hiding place. Oh shit! Whoa. Oh, little Ig! Help him! The beast is huge. Massive. All around him, tentacles curling and twisting against the sky. And Ignatius is up there in them. In that writhing snarl of liquid black coils. Genzo follows the sound of them. As they whip around, whirling thrashes of the snap of air. Hello, I should be lurking. This looks insane, though. It is! They're playing D&D. It's really cute. One flash. Two. His sword arcs through the air, taking out inky coils one after another. Take that, you overgrown octopus from hell! The collector screeches, whipping his tentacles into an even greater fervor. They come at Genzo and whip like lashes. He can barely deflect in time. Clanging off the hilt of his sword. Slapping against his legs and shoulders, leaving red gashes in their wake. Genzo grunts, swings his sword left and right, aiming it at anything and everything disturbing the air. More shrieks. The creature is getting mad now, a tangible fury present in its throes. He's just to your left! Genzo nods, grits his teeth, then plants his feet firmly on the ground and... Chops. The blade carves neatly through the 2 tentacles coiled around Ignatius's body. There's an almost audible shudder, a fleeting moment where Ignatius stays suspended in the air. Then Genzo holds out his arms with a little whistle between his teeth, and Ignatius limps forward and falls into them with a cushy thwomp. Aww. Genzo doesn't waste another moment. He takes off short little legs, booking it across the dirt. The collector roars and wails and peppers his back and neck with more whip-like snaps. But he doesn't stop. Can't stop. Only when the shrieking finally fades, the air begins to calm, and the ground hardens to pack earth beneath him do his harried footsteps slow. He comes to a stop, shoulders heaving and coughs racking his frame. Good work, Genzo! Our knight in shining armor as always. He stands there, catching his breath, keening his ears, listening for any sound, any sign of that thing still coming to him. At him, but there's nothing. The air is deathly still aside from his breathing. Okay, I'm back. You didn't miss too much. Genzo fought this collector squid tentacly thing for us. And we lived. We survived. Until Orlam jumps down from who knows where to land on the ground beside him. Genzo yelps and falls back on his ass. Give him here. What's wrong with him? I already said he's gone. But there might be a way to bring him back if we act fast. What the hell does that even mean? But Orlam doesn't respond. He's already got Ignatius laid out on the ground, and is currently snapping his fingers in front of his eyes. Ignatius remains silent. His eyes are white and his bangs framing his face. Orlam curses beneath his breath and begins rifling through his pack. You mean he's like passed out or some shit? Yes, passed out for all of eternity. This answer finally seems to stop Genzo short. He runs a nervous hand through his hair, corner of his mouth twisting downward. Wait, am I dead? Yeah, he better not be dead. You're not dead, don't worry. Why do I not trust you, Mr. Antagonist over here? You know, that was pretty gallant of you, though, Genzo. So cute! He needs true love's kiss, yeah. It was? Oh no, praise for me, I see. Perhaps I should have left you there to rot. Yeah, that's fair. Orlam deserves at least like a thank you. Yeah, thank you too, Orlam. Oh. What did I say? I think you broke him. Dumb bastard probably hasn't had anyone thank him for anything in his goddamn life. Orlam finishes searching through his pack, putting out a small vial of gray liquid. He shakes it next to his ear. The hell is that? My wakey wake potion. Sometimes I need my targets awake, you know. It's quite strong. Is it like smelling salts? I'm going to do myself a favor and not ask. Anyway, it may just be what we need to jumpstart him back to reality. Should have known you'd have something weird to put in his mouth. Orlam kneels down beside Ignatius's head, prodding his mouth open with his fingers. The funniest group dynamic is that most of them are stupidly down bad for Iggy, yeah. It's just the reverse harem shit. I love it. And Iggy's just like, oh, these are my friends. I mean, they are, most of the time. He yanks the cork out of the vial with his teeth, then pours the entirety of its contents down the other man's throat. 1 second. 2. Both of them just watch Ignatius's limp form on the ground. Then, in a whooping fit of coughs, Ignatius begins to convulse. Reverse harem, but Iggy's oblivious and also ace. Hilarious. Honestly, if it wasn't a horror game, it would be the perfect, like, slice of life comedy. What we could have had. I'm just joking. I like the horror. I like that it's taken entirely seriously and not just played as a joke. But I like that we could play it as a joke every once in a while. Hacking away, he curls inward, tears flooding his eyes as his hands come to his mouth. It lasts for a good minute more, the sound of it both excruciating yet hopeful. And when finally the convulsions die down, Ignatius's eyes have cleared. He looks first to Orlam, then to Genzo. Welcome back? Oh, okay, I'm gonna hug Orlam. Like, come on now. Feeling incredibly overcome, Ignatius launches himself at Orlam, arms going around his waist as he buries his face somewhere around his belly. Oh, Orlam's eyes nearly bug out of his head. He's so cute. That's he pushes back on Ignatius' shoulders in obvious discomfort, but Ignatius refuses to let go. I was so scared. I didn't know where I was or what was going on. Everything was just, I was just so alone. Well, you're fine now, so you can just... Thank you for saving me from that place. Orlam's eyes twitches. He gives another push, extra hard this time, and finally succeeds in extricating Ignatius from his frame. He rises to his feet, turns to Genzo. Take care of your little cleric, would you? He needs to rest for a while. Aw, the little one! I'm gonna squish Orla. I'm gonna go secure the perimeter. The last thing we need is another surprise attack. Then with a somewhat embarrassed twist of his heel, he's so rogue-coded, I never realized. It's so fitting. He turns and walks away, disappearing back into the night. Genzo plops a seat next to Ignatius. After a few moments of scratching his head and listening to Ignatius's belabored breath, he pulls his pack off his back and positions it beneath the other man's head. Oh, try to get some rest, eh? We've still got a long road ahead. Silence falls between them, especially loud against the surrounding quiet. Then finally, glad you're still with us, though, yeah? Ignatius smiles and lets his eyes flutter closed. They're so cute! Okay, it's cute! I feel like I'm just gonna say that 1,000 times. Whatever. It's always true. He is such a rogue, a scoundrel. Yeah, he's a little scoundrel. Genzo is such a halfling, too. He's perfect. He drinks a lot, and he uses a sword. Oh my gosh, it's so fitting. I love it. And I like that Iggy's a cleric. It's like symbolism that he's the one that's going to heal the group, you know? Like, he's the healer. He's the look, it's the symbolism. The trio spends the night beneath the stars, taking turns resting and keeping watch as Ignatius sleeps. Orlan builds a fire. Genzo shares the salt tack and jars of homemade preserves he brought with them. Oh, and they're starting to not really get along, but you know, they work together to save him. This bodes well for Arc 5. Says the helpful part of my brain. Says the hopeful part of my brain. And by morning, Ignatius has mostly recovered. If one ignores the occasional relapse of vomiting. Ugh. Yeah, we'll ignore that. So they set back off down the trail, one more headed in the direction of their goal with hopes high. Sorry, my food's so good. And only the intermittent doubt crossing their minds. On and on they walk, following the twisting path over rock and under hill, until just as the sun has hit its peak in the sky, they approach a crossroads, and smack at the center of this crossroads they see a figure. Ooh, wow! Looking good, Gidget! The figure is unmoving, simply standing in the middle of the path, and even as they near, he remains still. In fact, they get all the way within a few yards of the figure with no sign of movement. They come to a halt. Stand there. The figure stands there, just staring in their general direction, but making no sign that he's noticed them. Ignatius looks to his companions, who simply shoo him forward. He's the only one with a high charisma score. He has to talk. He takes a step with a wince. Hello? No response. Nothing but that same far-off stare. Ignatius shifts from one foot to the other, looks back. Receives nothing but a shrug from his companions. He's so handsome, I know. Tries again. Hello? The figure gives a sudden start. Ooh, who's there? Ignatius takes a startled step backwards. We're just passing through is all. But the sight of you standing in the road was so strange we thought we should... He trails off with a little wave of his arms. He's not entirely sure how to finish this remark, so he leaves it be. The blonde... Sorry, goodness. The blonde gentleman looks at him for a moment, eyes dilating, then seems to realize something. You are the one Father sent with the jewel, yes? Father? Ignatius's hands go instinctively to the jewel inside his robe. Wait, then doesn't that make you... the prince? What? You two are quick-witted, aren't you? Whoa, wait just a minute here. Are all of us just gonna ignore the fact that Gidget is what, Iggy? I believe what our pallid compatriot is trying to say is man, and a rather handsome one at that. And what's wrong with that, huh? We can be whoever we want to be, can't we? Yeah, exactly. I mean, sure, I guess. I just thought it would be fun is all. Oh, let her have fun! See? Can women not have fun? Can they not have hobbies? Y'all need to get in check. Besides, I always make guy characters when I play games. I just like it better. Yeah, it's fine. You don't have a problem with it, do you, Iggy? Oh. Me? No, of course I don't. You look very dapper. Aww, cute! The prince narrows his eyes in an intense scrutiny, studying Ignatius from head to foot. This is the first sign. I played a non-binary character in D&D and started using they pronouns within the year. Oh, Gidget needs to transition and everything will be better. Literally! Everything would be so much better. This is a good step. Even though this isn't a side game, but whatever. Arc 5, it's gonna happen. Yes. You don't look dependable at all. It's a good thing I came. Now give it here. Give what here? The jewel, of course. Someone like you would never be able to reach the sacred altar. But I will ensure my father's will is done. The prince reaches forward. Ignatius takes another harried step backwards, clutching at his robe. This is my quest. Your father gave it to me, and I'm gonna complete it. Yes, well, my father didn't know what a hapless fool you were. Now give me the jewel. We're not gonna give him the jewel! I kinda wanna give him the jewel. No. We're gonna stand fast. Don't give him the jewel. Because it still wants to be a control. The control! Oh my gosh! Yeah, wow! It's all connecting. Or the spider's gonna come in. Ignatius stomps his foot on the ground. If you want this jewel, you have to take it from me. I will return it to the sacred altar. Very well. You're apparently as naive as you are inept. Oh no! The princess chooses saber, long and thin, and points it at Ignatius' throat. Wow! Enemy still operates. It still wants to be in control. He's gonna be a druid who can wild shape into a spider. That'd be kind of cool. Battle stance. I shall take it from your cold, dead corpse. This is enough to spur both Ignatius' companions into action. Genzo's sword comes out. A quick, oh, symbolism! Them always fighting over Iggy. Oh, wow! Setting the tip of Prince's saber to the side with a clang. And Orlam is behind the prince with a nigh invisible celerity. His dagger going to the prince's throat. Wow! The prince attempts to jerk away, prompting Orlam to press the blade tighter against his skin. Go on, try me. I have always dreamed of committing regicide. Oh lord, you cool. Orlam pushes his face into the back of Prince's neck. The prince scowls. My father will have your head if you so much as lay a scratch on me. Genzo brings his own sword up at his, directing it at the prince. He has like a cloud sword. It's so big. Yeah, well, I'll have your guts for garters if you even think about touching our cleric. Our Cinderella, our cleric. Wow. Sword fights have such a incredible sexual tension. That they do. Let's perhaps not resort straight to violence. Ignatius looks the prince up and down. Maybe, Prince Gent. Right, Prince Gent, can simply join us? Then he'd still be able to ensure I complete my quest successfully. Exactly. At this, the weapons finally fall, the four of them looking between each other with fervid glances of uncertainty. Join forces? What on earth makes you think I would do such a thing? I don't know, maybe because it's 3 against 1, bud. Gent. I like Gent. It feels right. And I doubt sweet Kingy would appreciate his son's head delivered to him via express courier. Okay, maybe we stop threatening the prince considering I don't want to be arrested for treason. Treason would be the least scandalous thing I've done time for. Tell us, Orlam. Be right back, purging my brain of what you just said, thanks. Stop talking about me like I'm not here. Convince him with a confident handshake. Or with an endearing smile. I think both would work. But let's go with the handshake. Formalities. Ignatius can see that the prince might require more convincing. You make such a good prince. I'm like, wow. My Gidget Gent love is coming in. See? This is what happens when the Gidget stand. This is rewarding for the Gidget stands, okay? We've been sitting here defending our girl through thick and thin, alright? I stand with Gidget no matter what they do. They could turn into a spider, and I'd be like, that's mine. I love them. And what better way to prove his professionalism than a confident handshake? With a little cough, he steps forward and extends his hand. I promise to do everything in my power to deliver this jewel to the sacred altar. Like, I love this spoiled, bratty little prince is my favorite thing! Yeah, it's why your Dragon Age character was a spoiled princess. It feels right. Because it's like they get a taste of humanity, and then they have the power to actually do something good with it. I love it! It does eat. It eats. Will you lend us your aid in this quest, my liege? Oh, my liege. Wow. Iggy be flirting and not knowing. Iggy, your power is too great. You don't even know the power in which you wield. The prince looks from Ignatius's outstretched hand up to his face and back again. Finally, not sure you leave me any choice at this point. So much to my chagrin, I am forced to accept. He steps forward, taking Ignatius's hand with a firm shake. But heed my words well, cleric. I will see this quest carried out. And I'll do everything in my power to ensure it succeeds. Without distraction. I believe that may have been aimed at us. Ignatius smiles in spite of himself. He can already feel the anxiety plaguing his psyche growing exponentially by the second. And so the newly formed quartet starts anew. Back on track and headed in the direction of the sacred altar. Will their combined forces prove enough to deliver it safely and restore its light? The answer lies shrouded in mystery. Also, I just realized he's in cleric robes and not like a cozy onesie robe. Why not both? I mean, he did sleep in it at least once. To the water hole! The companions walk and walk. Love the panning shots. And walk and walk. For the sacred altar is very far. Days pass. Whoa. Weeks pass. Oh, Lord. Months passed. They did make a Lord of the Rings reference at least once. So. Okay, this is starting to feel a little bit ridiculous. It can't possibly be that far. And why was one of those scenes in the middle of the fucking ocean? Because you crossed the ocean. This is starting to seem a bit excessive, and glaringly convenient, too. You didn't even have to come up with narration for all these many moons of travel. You guys got beef with how my award-winning author husband is writing the story? Oh, I didn't know Hunar was an author. We don't know shit about Hunar. We don't know a goddamn thing. Award-winning? What award did he win? My heart, of course. I miss this Bucks. Why could I just have this? Who loves their husband? I love that Bucks is like, shut the fuck up, me. Alright, Bucks. You're winning some points back. Everyone's gotta be a critic. Here I thought I was doing all you a favor by skipping over the boring parts. Well, maybe they wouldn't be boring if you'd actually made them interesting. Okay, Orlom, you be the DM next time then. Bitch. For once I agree with Freckle Nuts over here. Bruh. You try writing a complete story in less than a month. Yeah, Orlom. You participate in NaNoWriMo. I think you're doing great, babe. I'm glad. Maybe you can just have us run into the next obstacle? Oh, look at the little bit. I would die for Gidget. Happy birthday to Gidget, by the way. It was on the 3rd, and I didn't forget. That usually provides an opportunity for character-driven conflict. Fine. You run into the next obstacle. Your little face. I'm gonna cry. I want keychains of all of them. It's a giant eye. I don't know. I don't even fucking care. Is that how you came up with it, Carrot? You're just like, big eye. I don't know. Fuck it. Dude, I love Gent's little face. Look at this. Look at that. Oh. Get out of the way. I was looking at Gent. The group suddenly runs into a new obstacle. It's a giant eye, sitting right in the middle of the bridge they need to cross. No one knows how it got there. It's just there. The 4 of them stare up at the eye in wonderment. What are we looking at, folks? I can practically hear the collective dick shriveling taking place in your pants right now. It's a giant eyeball. Concerning, can we avoid it? Concerning its girth is currently occupying the full width of the bridge, I would say no. Yeah, I figured as much, but I thought I'd ask. The prince puffs up his chest and takes an only slightly hesitant step forward. You there, creature. I know not your motive for blocking the path right now, but I must ask that you relocate yourself at once. We must cross this bridge on important business for the king. There's no response from the eye. The prince turns around in search of answers from his companions. Oh, not a good enough reason to use girth. But receives nothing but a series of shrugs. He takes another step forward, only for a sudden rumble to overtake the bridge, setting its precarious flanks into a flurry of undulating tremors. Ignatius' stomach flops in rapidly building nausea. In his feet, he can't keep his feet centered in the middle of the bridge. Already he can feel his balance starting to give, and he's still tilting towards the edge. Here we go, bitches! Here we go! Again, can never go wrong. That's one thing I love about it, is just like, I'm not sad picking any of these options. Like, at all. I'm coming for all y'all. Willing what little remaining strength he can put into his wobbling legs, he aims himself at Genzo without thinking. Oh, it jumps! Holy fucking hell! Genzo takes a startled step backwards, but brings his arms around all the same. Ignatius latches himself onto the halfling's stocky frame like a terrified snake, burying his face into the side of Genzo's neck. He's just like twirling around him. That's really cute imagery. He doesn't open his eyes until the quakes finally begin to subside, and the surface of the bridge still beneath their feet. Genzo is silent, still. A bead of sweat dribbles down across his temple. Finally, he coughs. Gives Ignatius an encouraging squeeze. You okay there, Iggs? Ignatius takes a moment to recover, opening first one eye and then the next, then realizing with a start where he is. He leaps back. Sorry, I lost my balance. It's fine. That was, quite the rumble. Orlum slinks over at this, curling an arm around Genzo's shoulder with a playful tug. Quite the rumble down below as well, I might imagine. Don't say that! Get off me! He jerks away with a huff. Though Ignatius doesn't miss the tinge of pink on his cheeks. I'm gonna squish them all. Which sends an uncomfortable flush through his own. Oh, they're so... I'm having cute aggression right now. I want to stab something. He's not, however, given time to dwell on it. Oh my gosh. Carrot, did you make your character so cute that you want to hurt them, and so you can hurt them in the story? Is this just cute aggression? Is that all this is? Okay, I don't know how to deal with that. I don't want to think about it anymore. If you gentlemen are done messing around, we've got ourselves a new problem over here. All eyes turn back to the front, to where the giant pupil of the eye has rolled over to face them, and is now staring at them curiously. Ignatius feels a shiver curl up his spine. Fortunately, the prince once again takes the lead. He steps forward, clears his throat. If you are indeed sentient, then I ask you heed our request and allow us passage. We have urgent business to complete on the other side of this bridge. I love Gen's outfit, by the way. The eye looks from the prince to Ignatius to Genzo, then Orlum in turn. It turns its massive watery pupil back to the prince. It's talking? Wait, are we gonna see the flower? I want to see the flower so bad. Answer me these questions 3, then passage I shall decree. It talks? Impressive given its lack of oral cavity, yeah. You can't just say mouth like a normal person. The prince shushes them with a wave of his hand. Very well then, ask us your questions. The pupil of the eye shudders, dilates. Then in a booming voice that sends the planks beneath their feet trembling. In the function code, if you were to call the variable outside the function, what would the I don't know! Carrot, please, I don't know. What the fuck kind of question is that, Hunar? Isn't it usually some kind of riddle or something? All I have is JavaScript for Dummies book, so sue me. I think it's swell tactic. Riddles are so last decade. Okay, Bux's, like, unmoving support of Hunar is actually healing me from a lot of the Bucks trauma I've suffered. I love it. I love it so much. I'm always a big fan of big wife, small husband. We're going to die. Yeah! The prince pauses for a moment in confusion, then straightens, smiles. Heh, child's play. Aww! 'Cause Gadget knows about codes! Oh, I'm gonna cry. The answer is undefined. Ignatius. How did you... Correct. The prince glares at Ignatius, who for once is looking quite proud of himself. You think you're pretty smart then, do you? I may know a thing or two from time to time. Oh, he's so charming. Next question. When using... Oh god, I don't... What would the output of this be? 4! Correct. Now it's Ignatius' turn to glare. Oh, they're competing! I like this! I like this! Oh my goodness! The prince just smiles. Not so fast on the uptake, are you, cleric? Oh! I was distracted for a moment. A typical excuse. Oh, I like their little rivalry thing. Do you have any idea what the hell is going on? Not a clue. Good, glad it's not just me. It's me too, Genzo, don't feel bad. Next question. Ignatius and the prince both brace themselves. Which HTTP verb would a developer use to request an update to a project's details from a server? Put! Correct. The two of them groan at each other, eyes aflame with passion. Wow. This is how nerds flirt. The nerd flirting is insane. The nerding? I don't know. Congratulations. I don't have any more questions. With another shudder, the eye rolls off to the side of the bridge. It disappears into the water far, far below without so much as a splash. That was quite possibly the weirdest fucking thing I've ever experienced. The prince turns to Ignatius, lips still curled into a smile. I suppose you're not as incompetent as I originally made you for, Clara. My opinion of you has risen. Ah! You're not half bad yourself. Guess we don't need you anymore, huh? Oh! Oh! No, I want to flirt badly. I'm flirting, I don't give a fuck. Ignatius is having a hard time containing his own grin. You're not half bad yourself. Maybe between the two of us we will be able to finish this thing. The prince laughs. Indeed, I do believe our chances have just increased. The two clasp hands in a moment of triumph and camaraderie that could even rival the most famous of shonen anime. I love that for them. Oh, Gidget's like a Lancer character. I love that. She's like the Vegeta to the Goku, or like the Sasuke to the Naruto. Good on them. Good on them. That's where they deserve to be. They're so cool. What are we, the peanut gallery? We may have just been regulated to the role of comic relief. They would make good comic relief characters. Timon and Pumbaa over here. How is that so fitting, what I just said? Holy shit. And so the four companions continue their journey. Through rain and shine, through water and muck, and on the horizon the spires of the sacred altar grow even nearer. Food time! And cat time? Are you coming up here? Okay. I wonder how much farther we got till we reached the holy Alta Vista, or whatever it was called. 1.5 miles. Damn, what the fuck? You have a built-in GPS or something? There's a sign. Oh! Sacred altar, 1.5 miles. Okay. Don't I feel incredibly sheepish? We're almost there then. Finally, we'll be able to complete our quest. Or will you? I don't know who's saying that. With a collective gasp, the group turned at this new voice. Oh god, I forgot about the bunnies, the rabbits, fuck. How did I not expect that? Only to find themselves surrounded on all sides by towering 7-foot tall rabbit soldiers. They draw their weapons. Now this is a surprise. Looks like Easter's come early this year. It's almost. You will allow us to pass if you know what's good for you, rabbits. The king has been watching you very closely on this so-called quest of yours. My father? Psst, your father? The king? Don't make me laugh. I mean the real king. What are you even talking about? What does it matter? You'll be dead soon anyway. Is Orlam's father going to war with Gent's father? Nab 'em, boys. The rabbits charge. They're quick as lightning. Giant furred masses that move with exhilarating speed, and Ignatius can only watch as the companions begin to fight. He scoots back in an attempt to get out of the way, but they're everywhere. More and more of them joining the fray. To his left. Genzo is deflecting incoming spear attacks with well-placed arcs of his sword. To his front. Orlam is leaping in and out of the incoming onslaught, landing jabs of his dagger on their necks and arms. And to his right, Gent is parrying 2 sets of spears while peppering their owners with jousts of his saber. Clanks, clashes, and the fleshy thwacks surrounding him on all sides, and he has to sidestep again and again whenever the flurry of weaponry grows too near. He can't even keep up with it. It's too much and it's happening too fast, swirling chaos around him, with nothing he can do to help. A grunt to his left. Genzo gets hit first. No! He can see the flash of red across his arm from a spear he hadn't managed to evade. Then a heavy thud. You can heal them, Iggy! One of the rabbits has caught hold of Orlam's cloak and thrown him to the ground hard. Oh no! Orlam leaps back to his feet, but it's clear he's hurting. A yelp of pain to his right. Now Gent too has taken a hit. Oh shit. 3 fresh claw marks have been gouged into the flesh of his cheek. He needs to do something. He needs to help them. But who? It's all happening so fast. Oh god. The toughest choice in any game ever. But we know where we're doing. He moves on instinct, darting towards his left before his mind can talk himself out of it. Genzo! Genzo glances back at the sound of his voice. What the fuck? Stay the fuck back, Iggs. But you're hurt! Ignatius runs to the knight's side, readying a spell as quickly as he can. You're gonna get yourself fucking killed. One of the nearest rabbits lunges forward, spear aimed straight at Ignatius. Ignatius yelps and drops to his knees with his hands protecting his head. Genzo curses and brings his sword up to block it, but the awkward angle must throw him off because he nearly topples backwards. Oof. He takes all his strength, just keeping it held back and himself upright. Ignatius can only look up in wonder and awe and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of adoration as the halfling's feat of strength. Finally, with the last hearty grunt, Genzo manages to push the rabbit's spear away. He follows it up with a set of quick flashes, carving deep red lines across the rabbit's torso and shoulders. Another attack. And another. Ignatius stays huddled on the ground watching, but they're coming at Genzo faster now, and Genzo's speed and strength are waning. While fending off one rabbit, another one launches itself at his side and throwing him off guard. He stumbles backwards, falls to the ground. Genzo! Ignatius crawls over, one hand to Genzo's shoulder. Fuck. Genzo wipes at the blood, painting his brow. The rabbits are closing in. Genzo grimaces, grip tightening around the hilt of his sword. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. Genzo, why don't we all just hold our fucking horses here, eh? Who's this? The sudden voice booming across the entire clearing stops all of them in their tracks. A shadow from above. Is it Bucks? Because that's the only person who's left. It leads to the ground, causing the earth itself to quake upon impact. Yeah! Let's go! First time happy to see Bucks. In a long while. Then the 6'2" woman rises to her full height. Dude, why is she so hot too? Get out of here! Get out! Except don't, because we're saving Genzo. Giant axe perched on her shoulder. Of course it's an axe. Someone call for a Buxley sandwich. Ha! The cavalry finally arrives. Time to turn the turntables. Turn the... Oh, whatever. It's skull cracking time. Yeah, it's fine. What? Nothing. I just never imagined you so... homicidal. Are you sure you can handle all these rabbits, though? You wound me, friend. I'm not a floozy who ain't got the chops. Now let's get this party started. Okay, she's cool. The rabbits gaze in surprise at the newcomer monopolizing the center of the clearing. One finally works up the courage to charge at her. Bucks takes his head clean off his neck with one mighty... Okay, look. At least she's good with an axe. Everyone watches it bounce to the ground with a fleshy thump. 1 second. 2. The rabbits quickly go into panic mode. Running this way and that, trying to scatter away. But Bucks isn't finished with them. With a giant guffaw that rattles their very bones, she rushes forward with all the heaving sinews and untapped fur of a stampeding ox. She swings left. Right. Uppercuts all these little rabbit parts. Uppercuts one right up the crotch. Okay, relax. Then spins. Oh, speed! That's my girl! So it's nice to not be on the opposing end of that axe. Severing spear tips and dick tips and limbs alike. in a veritable squall of swirling, whirling, iron-plated entropy. Bunnykins try and they ain't got the spry. She's been working on this. She turns towards another cluster, currently cowering with it. And she's showing off for Hunar. How cute is that? More of them, huh? Good. I'm still hungry. Then she rushes forward again. Acts like a mighty cleaver bringing down hell's judgment on the unfortunate Lapins. After about 10 of the rabbits are in various states of dismemberment on the dirt. She finally slows, watching lackadaisically as the remaining few scuttle off in the distance. Chicken liver, the lot of them. No one else wants a taste of old Buxy, I see. Dripping blood and guts and furry clumps onto the ground, she wanders over to the group. You folks okay? Looks like you just seen a ghost. The ghost of Christmas past coming to make me repent for my sins, maybe. You are incredibly capable, ma'am. Ha! That was just a warm-up. Gotta keep those guns in shape, you know? I shudder to think that, what you'd consider a true workout. Feeling all of a sudden somewhat courageous, and perhaps a bit terrified at the prospect of what could have happened, Ignatius steps forward and hand outstretched in supplication. We are on the quest to return the jewel of happiness to the sacred altar and restore its light. Your strength would prove invaluable to help us reaching our destination. Will you lend us your aid? Bux looks at Ignatius, looks at the rest of the group, who are all merely returning the look in furtively hopeful silence, then smiles, laughs. The force of it sends spatters of gory goo to the ground below with such a heave. Sure, seems fun enough. You can count on old Buxy here to keep you folks in one piece. I'll have your back like a butt crack. Okay. Wonderful. I will make sure my father rewards you handsomely. Wait a minute, reward? Nobody said anything about a reward to me. Next to them, Orlam can only eye Bux's gore-bedecked biceps and growing... Not Orlam being like, wood. I love Orlam so much. Me as fuck, honestly. When I saw her, I was like... I forgot all the endings of all the other acts. I was like a hot lady on screen now. I'm a simple woman, what can I say? Had to take a big sip because the girl's thirsty. Hey, hey. The finally complete quintet continues the remainder of their journey without issue. Their path takes them up the winding cliffside to where the giant castle overlooks the plains. It's positively enormous, and boasting towering walls, soaring spires, and thick-set bulwarks strong enough to fend off even the most heinous of onslaughts. This is the sacred altar? Indeed. What else were you expecting? I don't know, something not quite so imposing, I guess? Suddenly not sure if I'm here to return the Jewel of Happiness, or rescue a princess from her tower. Why not both? I've always been a big fan of multitasking. I just have to ask. What's your opinions on strap-on? Orlam, what? Just voicing my inner thoughts. Orlam. We got a quest to do, man. We're... Strap-on? Strap-on what and where? Don't worry, I could teach you. Hunar's right there, Orlam. Okay, not coming for his woman. Hold up. I know it's D&D, it's fine. That's so funny. Holy shit. The group approaches the giant front door of the massive ziggurat. A strange apparatus is embedded into the wooden frame of the door. A good 10 or so rotating mechanisms make up its body, and an assortment of unintelligible symbols decorate its front. There seems to be some kind of archaic lock? A puzzle of sorts? I barely even understand what I'm looking at, let alone how to open it. There must be a way. What happened to all the high-flaunting, nerd-spouting brouhaha back on the fridge, huh? That's different. This looks literally impossible. Let me take a look. Buck comes stomping to the front. She takes one look at the lock, one look at the door. Yeah, that'll do it. Before promptly raising her axe and chopping the entire thing in half. The door shudders for a moment before collapsing in on itself in a woody cacophony. Wait a minute, you can't do that! Why not? Seems like the simplest way to me. You were supposed to come up with a carefully crafted solution that combines all 5 of your strengths, in a brilliant feat of teamwork. Hunar, this is us we're talking about. Work together, are you mad? That would force Genzo to not be an asshole, which I can't see happening anytime soon. Oh yeah? Well, you'd have to stop acting like a sun-dried dick all the time. Oh, so witty. What exactly is a sun-dried dick? Do pray tell. It's what I'm gonna do to your redacted with my redacted. When I redacted your freckle redacted. Oh, they're getting so into their roles. I'm glad they're having so much fun. Fun. Can we all get back to the impressive feat of strength I just performed on our wooden adversary over here? The four of them stare up at Bucks' handiwork with synchronous gulps of barely restrained awe. Ignatius even pees a little. Well, whatever y'all are waiting for, huh? Let's break and enter this holy hack job. Heaving her axe back up on her shoulder, Bucks takes off with a newly opened doorway, breaking off further bits of wooden door frame with the top of her head. The others are quick to fall in line behind her, half tripping as they climb over the rubble and into the darkness beyond. Wow. Once inside, they find themselves in a large hall. Tall pillars of marble line the walls, and plummeting tapestries hang from the golden ceiling like carpets descending from heaven. Ignatius takes a step out into the grand expense of the foyer, looking around. Hello? His voice echoes off the doming ceiling. There's no response. No one home, perhaps? What do you expect, some kind of holy guardian we'd have to give a good ass pounding? Sounds risque. I don't really know, I guess. Ignatius pulls the jewel of happiness from his robes, gazing down its dull, lifeless surface. Also, I thought of this, but I didn't want to think too hard about it. Is it an egg because a baby is basically an egg to a bird? Baby, Sadie, egg. Is this all foreshadowing for Arc 5? Because that's what I've been thinking. It is. It's just like a lot more silly. He begins scrutinizing its surface as though looking for an answer. I was kind of hoping it'd just light up or something when we arrived. Mayhap the answer lies deeper within. Yeah, this place is honkin' huge. Gotta use our peepers to take a look-see, I guess. Ignatius takes one last look at the jewel, then nods and slips it back into his robe. You're right, let's look around. Their verve restored, they set off once more, into the darkness of the castle. With the creepy music. Good music, but creepy. It's quiet around them, deathly quiet, their steps echoing across the marbled halls. From one hallway to the next they walk, each one longer than the next, but each one completely empty. Nothing but long, still corridors that seem to lead into darkened obscurity. We, gonna be able to find our way back? This is getting awfully maze-like. Ignatius turns to look back at the way they come. It's as equally dark as the way ahead, but he can't remember the turns they've made. But they don't really have much choice at this point. They have to keep pressing forward. Come on, I'm sure we'll find something soon. And then it's back to shouldering onward. But the air is different now. Colder. Heavier. Weighing down on them from all sides. He can feel it in his bones. A deep-seated kind of chill that sends his stomach into anxiety-ridden knots. And he can feel his fingers trembling, to the point that he needs to curl them into the folds of his robe. The lights flicker, shuddered on and off, on off. Ignatius stops in his tracks, waits a moment, then when they seem to stabilize again, looks back. He blinks, wondering at first if he's just seeing things, then shakes his head. No, someone's missing. Where's Orlam? The rest of the group turns around to look, but the redhead is nowhere in sight. He's gone! Too bad, so sad. Let's keep moving. Genzo, no! He was here just a moment ago. Ignatius brings a shaky hand to his hair. The chills are ramping up now, up and across his arms like tingly firecrackers. He couldn't have just... A glance to the front, a glance to the back. The hallway is completely clear on both sides. Fucker probably went off to go shallak his canoe somewhere. He has a canoe? I'm not gonna even touch that. I guess we keep going? Start holding hands! Somebody else is gonna be missing now. Oh no, it's flickering again. Oh no, Bucks! Yeah, heart twisting, he twirls around, searching. But Bucks is gone! Ah, hell, there goes our only party member worth a damn. This is admittedly starting to become somewhat alarming. Ignatius gulps. His heart is really starting to pick up now. If this keeps up... But no, no. He shakes his head. They need to keep moving. Everything. Everything will be fine. Not again! Yeah, they're disappearing one by one. Who's next? My vote is Gent. Oh no! The next time the lights flicker, he spins on his heels, refusing to let another one of them disappear in front of his eyes. But it's already too late. By the time he's facing backward, Genzo is the only one standing behind him. Genzo cocks his head curiously. What? I said hi to me. Hi, Yinny. How are you? We're playing a spin-off of our Wonderland. Thursdays are our Wonderland day, but this is one of the side games, and it's really fun, but right now it's actually really creepy. So we're trying not to be too creeped out. And I got a green screen. This is one of the backgrounds of my game. I'm in, like, one of my characters' rooms. It's really chill and calm. I just woke up way too late. Oh, I hope you slept in well. I haven't slept in years. I wouldn't know what it's like anymore. What are you planning on eating for breakfast? I always want to know what everybody's eating all the time. I ate like salmon, Brussels sprouts, and rice that my husband made for me for dinner. I hate eating on stream, but I kind of had to do it. Girls gotta eat, you know? You're the only one left. Genzo makes a show as though looking around and scratches his head. Concerning. You're telling me. Maybe they've all been invited to some secret party. Okay, well, I don't want to go. Don't be too sad at not being invited, Eggs. I don't want to go! You get used to it after a while. Aw, sad. This isn't the time to be making jokes. Not too sure, only because I'm out of bread and I wanted to put matcha jam on it. Ooh, that sounds nice. I've never had that in my life. But I had a ex-girlfriend who would put like a mint jam on stuff, and I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. It was halfway decent. It wasn't too bad. I guess there's all sorts of jams. Hey, all sorts of jams. All jams in the indie sphere, all jams for bread. There's another flicker. No, hold hands, don't let him go. Followed by another, and then the lights go out for good. Ignatius gives a little whine of terror and steps back until he hits the wall. What happened now? The lights went out. Huh. He's like, I didn't notice. It's like, how many Toph jokes can he make? Where he's just like, that's what, I remember in Avatar The Last Airbender, where they were just like, oh my gosh, I can't see a thing. And Toph's like, oh my god, what a nightmare. That's Genzo right now. Quiet saved the rapid beating of Ignatius's heart. It echoes up inside his head with a dull thrum. Then, he feels a hand on his. Aww, it's gentle as he seeks us out. Gloved fingers slipping between his... It's just not Genzo. Between his and tugging him forward. Come on. If it weren't scared of his wits, he might have noticed the flush rising to his cheeks, but he doesn't. Instead, he simply curls his fingers tighter between Genzo's, and he lets himself be pulled away from the wall. Stay close, yeah? Okay. And then they're moving forward again. Just the two of them down the corridor of endless darkness. Around them, the walls seem to undulate with invisible waves. A tangible sense of isolation closing in on them. But Ignatius keeps his thoughts focused on Genzo's hand, on the occasional squeeze of encouragement it gives them. A beacon of light, even the thick curtain of shadow threatening to strangle them. Things will be fine. They'll be fine. So long as Genzo is there. Oh, there with him. That's right. Genzo is always there for him, isn't he? Yeah, he really is. He always has been. This thought curls around him like a warm blanket, calming the rapid beating of his heart. He's just beginning to regain some of his composure when he realizes Genzo's hand has got... No! No! He stops, reaches forward. Genzo is always there for him. Yes, he is. Swings his arm around and increasingly panic flourishes, but Genzo is simply gone. Genzo! There's no response, and already Ignatius can feel himself starting to curl in on himself. He's alone. He's so fucking alone. Me too. The darkness... Why is this sad? Okay, I've had about enough of this, Wee. Where did you guys go? Can we finish the scene up already? What Undertale shit is this? What the fuck is this? Carrot? You said. Guys, what the... Genzo? That's when the floor opens up beneath him. What? Yeah. Yeah, actually screaming, I'm sorry, Greg. He doesn't know how long he falls. It's dark all around him, like he's falling through nothingness. A gaping dark abyss surrounding him on all sides. There's something oddly familiar about it. The wind whipping around him. the silence forming a dull buzz in his ears. But how? How could it be familiar? How could any of this be familiar? The thought makes his stomach twist. They can never escape Wonderland either. What's going on? He doesn't even know anymore. He's lost. Lost in something much bigger than himself, with no way to stop it. And just as he was getting to wonder if he'll simply keep falling forever, it stops. The ground rises beneath him like a steam engine to the gut. He fell. He just fell. Voices. That's the first thing he comprehends. Whose voices? There's voices around him. Clanking iron footsteps. Clanky. Oh, I read that. But dark. Still dark. He can't see anything. And his head. His head is ringing like he's been bashed in the ears with the world's largest gong. He groans, tries to push himself up, only to be immediately grabbed from behind. 2 sets of strong hands grip him beneath his pits and pull him to his feet. What the hell? He tries to pull away, but his fingers digging into his skin are like iron rods. And then they're moving, marching, forward. Held just high enough that he can't quite touch the ground, his toes scraping the floor. And as they walk, he begins to hear it. Stomped, synchronous, crisp, and thundering. And chants. An entire chorus of them. Growing louder and louder. The ground trembles beneath his feet. Louder. He can feel it in his bones now. Vibrating up through his spine. A panicked tremolo stirring his heart. The world opens up all around him, taking his breath away. They're gonna put us in the pot! It's some kind of vast underground hall, everything red hot, glowing. Lava cascades from an awe-inspiring high ceilings that gleam in brilliant gold. Flames bubble up like a dragon's breath in puffs that warp the air around them. And the crowd, the army, immeasurable in their amount and lined up either side of the path in front of him. Tens of thousands of rabbit soldiers, and all of them stomping, chanting, pounding their spears against the hard-packed earth. Jerry! Ooh! Bro, what? No. No. Ignatius swallows hard, and his captors begin dragging him down the aisle. This is how we meet Jerry! What the fuck? The sound is deafening. The chanting so loud and so zealous it makes his very bones tremble, his heart thrum. Jerry! 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 It's like Jerry Springer! Back and forth he watches the fervent soldiers in their frenzied, rest in peace by the way, dragged further and further along. The air is scorching his lungs. He can see a gathering up ahead, past the ranks of soldiers. More rabbits holding small figures between them. His companions. He squeezes his eyes shut, the world starting to spin around him. Jerry! I want to know who Jerry is! I'm so excited! Until a throne comes into view past the gathering. Its gold gilding glinting, and is that when they were saying, oh no, that's not the true king. The true king is the true king Jerry? Is it Orlov's dad? Is Orlov's dad Jerry? Jerry! He feels dizzy, the heat curling up inside of him as the echoing chants continue. I thought it was a joke! What the fuck? Finally, they make it to the end. I was starting to really question my sanity in regards to Jerry, and his captors drag him in line with the rest of his companions. They turn to look at him, faces a mixture of indignation and apprehension. All of them forced to their knees with their arms cocked out like chicken wings. Ignatius returns a look with a gulp of uncertainty, when all of a sudden the chant comes in an abrupt stop. The entire army goes down on one knee in a synchronous series of iron clangs. Silence. Then, footsteps, behind them, heavy and echoing as they approach. My dear friends, I don't know what voice he has. So kind of you to finally join me. Yeah, they're taking the words right out of my mouth right now. Sentry 284! The rabbit in question doesn't move for a moment. Then his ears rocket skyward, body stiffening like a rod. I told you to call me Jerry! Yes! I didn't forget you, Jerry. I didn't forget you not once. The bark makes Ignatius flinch. Orlom, however, just grins. You really expect me to stoop to that level? You rabbits are nothing but expendable pawns. Orlom, you son of a bitch, they have us captured. Shut up, shut up. Who needs names when your only purpose in life is to serve the king? They're gonna cut our dicks off. Jerry twitches, then stomps over. He grabs Orlom by the base of his rat tail and yanks him up into the air. The king? The king, you say? Jerry marches over to the side of the platform. Oh! Overlooking the simmering pool of lava below. Seems to me I'm the king now. I mean, you got the power. He thrust Orlum over to the edge with an enraged huff. I like Orlum's little face. Even when he's near death, he's very cute. Or are you typhlotic? Are you as you are conceited? Sure. Can I give Buddy scritches? Yeah, Jerry deserves it. Jerry, stop. Jerry, like, what? Jerry is such a, like, normal ass name. His name could have been Greg, Bob, Joe. It's just like the most basic name. Looks at Ignatius. Smiles. Yes, I am forgetting myself, aren't I? He throws Orlum to the ground with a wince-inducing thud. Orlum goes rolling, and when he tries to push himself back to his feet, Jerry brings a foot down on his back, slamming him back to the ground. I have more important matters to attend to than this. Dethroned rat. He kicks him off to the side where he snatches up a duo of guards. Jerry wanders towards Ignatius, his hand to his chin in apparent wonderment. Very important matters indeed. You'll unhand us at once, or you'll have my father to answer to. Your father? Your father? Jerry's ears curl in amusement, his eyes flashing. Then he's laughing. High-pitched squeaks that bite at their heart and eardrums like knives. Haven't you figured it out yet? None of this is real. This noble little quest of yours was nothing more than a carefully laid trap. And you fell for it. You all fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I like that little sequence. Genzo responds at the snap of his teeth and sends Jerry back with a little laugh. What do you mean? Jerry shakes his head in a sardonic pity. Why, the jewel, silly. He cups Ignatius's cheeks in his hand, tattooing between his teeth, his breath. I need to destroy that naughty piece of gravel in order to keep my glorious new kingdom intact. Now he's molding and mashing Ignatius's face between his palms. Squishy! We wouldn't want you to use that thing to wish all of this away from you, would we? Get your fucking hands off of him. Down, boy. Jerry sighs and flicks Genzo's forehead, who reels back with a growl. No, I've made far too much progress for that. I can't go back to that caitiff I was before. No more, go clean up the stalls, 284. Or, stop dawdling in the back of the line, 284. Or, report to my chambers, or alarm. No, now, I'm the one who's making the wishes. I'm the one making the rules. I'm the one returning this kingdom into a paradise of all rabbit kind. This is Jerry's Wonderland now. It is all Jerry's Wonderland. It's always been Jerry. Everything. The rabbit's gone and lost his goddamn mind. As have most of the people reading this by now, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm alright. You still think this is a game? Some kind of visual novel you can read and peruse at your own leisure? It's getting meta. You actual morons, rude. This is your new reality now, or haven't you figured it out yet? And as soon as I destroy the yellow potato, things will never go back to normal. Ha! Normal. Normal for you, but hell for us rabbits. But now, I get to make your life hell. Ha ha! Why do I feel like I've heard that line before? Search me. I'll never give you the jewel. Jerry stops. Smiles. Look at you being all brave. Oh, he's so Orlum. Yeah, because Orlum couldn't be bad. We needed like a new Orlum. And it was going to be Jerry. He snaps his fingers at the guards. Orlum is this little looking into a dark mirror. Yeah. See how you like it. Taste of your own medicine. Look at his little tum-tum. Oh, silly little shoes. Then he's hanging uselessly in the air, his robe fluttering around him. One shake, two. Then the jewel of happiness falls to the ground with a dull thud. The guard drops back to his feet. Jerry smiles and walks over towards it, but Ignatius moves before he can even stop his head from spinning. He darts towards the jewel, hand outstretched. Only for the nearest guard to sideswipe him with the spear. He goes tumbling to the ground. Ooh. Not the tummy! At first, he seems to be... There's pressure overtaking his chest, and he realizes with the start that the impact must have cracked some of his ribs. Oh my gosh! Pain! He brings a hand to his chest with a wince. Pain so intense it takes his brain a second to catch up with it. Oh no! Then looks up to see his companion just staring at him in shock. No, he can't. He wobbles back to his feet. I won't let you have it. Starts for the jewel. This time the attack comes from behind. Oh, slamming his chin down. He groans, head spinning. Lightning like tendrils of pain are shooting up and down his spine. Oh! And he feels something chalky in his mouth. He spits out 2, 3 cracked bits of tooth. No! Yeah, no, Iggy! But still he wobbles to his feet. He has to restore happiness to the world. He stumbles towards the jewel, body trembling. The spear goes for his shins, and there's a crack as the bone breaks. Oh. You tried. Oh, it's such a cute quest. The pain is all over now, pulsing in and out, setting his brain on fire. I like the restore happiness to the world. He gazes up at his companions. That's right. He has to make them happy. Oh, all of them. His friends. Oh. He starts crawling towards the jewel. He can see it there, just out of reach, lying on the ground. The key to their happiness. It's all up to him. Closer. He's wheezing now. Horrible throaty... closer. Cold chills run up and down his spine, his arms, his legs, and his robe feels unbearably heavy. So heavy it's as though it's pushing him straight into the ground. Closer. He reaches a hand out, trembling fingers seeking out the jewel. He has to. Jerry's foot comes down on his hand. The pain is immediate. Shooting up through his hand, his arm, his shoulder, sending a panicked gasp out between his lips. He can't move. His body goes completely rigid. Muscles not responding. This is not how I thought we would be introduced to Jerry. Brain on overdrive. Jerry simply watches him, tisking as he shakes his head. Look at you, so stubborn. He grinds his foot harder into Ignatius's hand, bones crunching between his heel. This is still Trauma Thursday, we never left! But it's too late. Everything is already in play. You're not the star of the show anymore. He leans down, fingers gripping in the back of Ignatius's head and wrenching it upwards. Don't look so sad, though. I won't kill you. I need you alive. Killing you would only reset the cycle, you see. But that doesn't mean I won't make the rest of your life a living nightmare. Oh, that's worse. He glances up, smirks. And it doesn't mean I have to keep them alive either. I did say a little throat slitting was okay, didn't I? Okay, so yeah, it confirms that when Iggy dies, it just resets everything. Whoa. Why is this spin-off so relevant? Holy shit. And the guards holding his companions promptly run their knives across each of their throats. That is what Orlum said. Ignatius's eyes nearly bug out of their sockets. He can only watch as their bodies slump to the floor. You... His eyes fill up with tears, lips blubbering uselessly. Jerry sighs and lets Ignatius's head fall back to the ground with a thud, then swipes the jewel up and pushes him back to his feet. Me what? If you're not even going to speak clearly with me, this relationship is going to be such a chore. But don't worry, we'll have a long, long time to get to know each other better. He walks back towards his throne with a snicker, tossing the jewel up and down with each step. Ignatius pulls his head towards his chest, body turning in on itself. He couldn't do it. Couldn't save them. Couldn't make them happy. Tears leak down his cheeks. Oh, his cheeks to pull in his ears. He can't do anything. This is the secret Jerry route. Not Jerry route. If only he were a little less evil. Happy. Why would that make him happy? Hunar, what the fuck? Yeah. All this time he'd been focused on them. But what about him? Shouldn't he deserve happiness too? He closes his eyes. Yes, that's right. What does he want? What would make him happy? I don't know. And at that moment he feels warmth inside of his chest. The tiniest warmth growing up and out of his heart, warding off the chill and the shakes, filling him up from the inside out. Yes, that person. That person makes him happy. If only he could have told them. Genzo. At that moment, the jewel in Jerry's hand begins to glow. Ah! It starts as a dim glimmer, then grows and grows, blossoming into a brilliant amber gleam. Jerry stops with a start. What the? There's a brilliant flash. Then beams of light begin shooting out from the jewel, one after another. Whoa! They extend all the way through the hall, and past the hall, out across the plains into the sky. More and more and more, until the jewel grows so bright and hot that Jerry can't hold it anymore. With a yelp, he steps back, and it rises up in the air, still spewing more and more light. There's a rumble. Then the world begins to shake around them. Bits of ceiling begin falling to the ground into the lava, and at the platform starts undulating beneath their feet, heaving precariously back and forth. Behind them, the army of rabbits flies into a panic. They run left and right, shouting and screaming in their attempt to escape the hall. But through that din, another noise emerges. It slices through the air, clanging against armor and spear, carving through flesh and fur. And from the roiling, raving din, Genzo appears! Wow! This is so cool! He ascends the stairs to the throne, stands over Ignatius. Oh, you can see his face too! That's looking right! Stands over Ignatius, hilt of his sword tight in his grip. You stay back. Stay back, I said. Genzo says nothing for a moment, then drops his sword to the ground with a clatter. No point killing a fucker like you anyway. He kneels down, feels for Ignatius' form, then hugs him up in his arms. Oh, you okay, Iggs? Ignatius presses his face into Genzo's chest and nods. Then let's see if we can't blow this fucking popsicle stand, eh? He shoots Jerry a little wave, then turns on his heels and runs. Down, 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 through the din and the chaos and the smoke they run. Through the still panicking rabbits flying left and right. Through the falling rubble and the leaping flames. Back across the bridge as it begins to twist and turn and buckle. They reach the end just as a giant piece of ceiling breaks off and takes out the hunk and ground in front of them. It leaves a gaping hole in its wake, flames flicking up at the cracked edges. Fuck! There's nowhere to go. Already the rest of the platform is crumbling around them, and the gap is 5, 10, 20 times too far to leap. He turns around, but the tremors underfoot are enough that even he can tell the bridge behind them is gone. Great heaping chunks of it tumble this really is Lord of the Rings, tumble off to join the molten pot below. They're left stranded on a precariously balanced island in the middle. Despite everything, though, Ignatius is calm. Gen, what? It's okay. Remember what Jerry said? If I die, everything gets, reset. Like hell I'm letting that happen. There's nothing we can do. The world itself is collapsing. As if on cue, 2 more giant, chunks of their platform break off. The little platform is getting smaller and smaller. I'm just glad I could be there with you, here at the end of all the things. This ain't Lord of the Rings, Iggs! This is gonna be foreshadowing. Ignatius simply laughs. I just wanted to tell you, before everything resets, and we forget all this ever happened, that you make me happy, Gen. Really happy. Ignatius kisses the halfling's cheek. This is what should have happened in Lord of the Rings. Genzo's face goes bright red. Really? Ignatius just nods. Fuck. What is it? Just trying to psych myself up. Because goddammit, if I still can't do it even now, then I really am the most hopeless fucker in the world. Psych yourself up for what? But rather than answer him in words. Ah. Genzo answers by pulling him close and pressing their lips together. At that moment, the platform beneath them. Wow! Good way to go out! Falling. They're falling. Clutching at each other. Clutching to each other. Twist and turning at the air whips them around. This is romantic. Embers pricking at their skin, but they focus only on each other, on holding themselves so close that they can't even breathe. It's coming. Ignatius closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. Then... best way to go out. Do it again. Damn, that made me so red. Oh shit! Me when we die, even in the spin game. I hope this isn't copyrighted. It probably isn't, but... Well, that was fun. Now to do it for all the others. Time to die again. I'm so confused about the fucking... Oh wait, I should probably go forward, my bad. I guess I can't fast forward it. But I was gonna be like, I like that even in the side game, they're like, no, we gotta die. We gotta redo it again. And then like, I'm confused about the D&D part now. Was it never D&D? Don't mind me, just trying to figure out how to get to the main menu like an idiot. There we go. I got it, it's fine. It's the Hunar secret puppet master of the world. Now we're just gonna be mean to Genzo, love it. Love to see it. Oh, my bad. What the fuck? You're really just gonna leave me here bleeding out all over the grass? I don't know, you seem suspicious. Maybe it's a trap. It is important to be wary of traps. I am wounded, Iggs. Just rip out my heart and stomp it in the dirt while you're at it, why don't you? You do kind of need to be alive for the next part. Fine, fine, I heal the knight. Oh, Jesus. On second thought, Ignatius decides to heal him. Okay, well... It's kind of fucked up. The knight rises to his feet. He looks cantankerous, as he should. You'd be cantankerous too if your best friend wanted to leave you for dead. No, for real. The two men stand there. Hello. I could take care of myself. Oh gosh, it's Act 2 again. In a disgruntled huff, Ignatius does the opposite of what the knight requests. And flies instead at the incoming beady-eyed fiends. The fuck? You don't even have a weapon! Indeed, Ignatius doesn't. A fact that he notices too late. Because one of the tomato creatures already latched itself on his arm. The teeth of the creature are long and sharp like a row of razor blade mounting in its pink gums. And they plunge into the flesh of his arm with ease, chomping all the way down to the bone. Oh my gosh! Holy fuck! Ignatius attempts to extricate the creature in great galloping shakes of his arm. I told you to get behind me, you stupid fucker! The knight brings an exasperated hand to his forehead but runs forward all the same. In two well-aimed slashes, he decapitates the creature feeding on Ignatius's arm. You want to get yourself killed? I didn't know they had teeth. Another creature comes charging at the knight, fangs bared. He bisects it horizontally without even turning his head. New rule, buddy. Everything in this godforsaken place has teeth. No, for real. The remainder of the fight goes quickly after that. After 10 or more so, the creatures are turned into ketchup. The rest begins to scatter, no doubt having realized their attacks are futile. Still funny even now. Will you help me? Just gonna be full mean. I don't like to do it, but you gotta do it. Ignatius jerks the jewel of happiness away with a huff. Well, if you're gonna be like that, maybe I won't ask you to help. I didn't need you anyway. Iggy, you do need him! The Hudar is everyone! Ignatius gives Genzo another once-over. Genzo picks his nose apathetically. Fine, whatever. Do you want to help or not? Sure, sounds great. Not like I have anything better to do. And so the two companions set off, back into the shadow of the trees. But what kind of peril lurks in the dark? Lots. What did you do to this guy? Dang, this guy seems to really hate you. Just what did you do to him? Me? Do to him? If you knew half the things that guy's done, you'd be running for the hills, Eggs. I don't know, he seems pretty nice to me. The man glances up, smirks. Your new pet has good taste. He pushes himself to his feet and wipes the dust off his cloak. And not bad on the eyes, either. How the devil did you get yourself mixed up with this irrelevant ox, then? He's helping me return the jewel of happiness to the sacred altar. Uh-huh. Stop egging him on, Genzo. Stop egging him on, Genzo. You're only making things worse. I'm making it worse? It got worse the second his bony ass planted itself on my solar plex. Yes, you'd rather it was planted somewhere else, wouldn't you? That is not what I said. Guys, come on. The man finally releases him, looking altogether quite pleased with himself. Genzo just huffs in resentment. Thank you. Ignatius looks from the man to Genzo and back again. I just realized I don't even know your name. I just call him Buttface. Orlov, it's Orlov. What happens if we just do nothing? No, asking for help would accomplish nothing. Nothing except prove how incompetent he really is. That he can't do anything. Do something as simple as cross a field to achieve his goals. He's nobody. No, he should just stay quiet. At least then he can hide. Genzo just coming from behind. Hide his ineptitude. His stuttering awkwardness. He'll never succeed. He might as well give up now. Why had he thought he'd ever be able to do something heroic? The slithering extends to his chest. And Genzo still saves us. We're so mean. And then we saw the hug or love. Let's get the jewel this time. Ignatius pauses for a moment, his brows furrow in distress, then finally begins to reach into his robe. I guess you are the prince. You know better than me. A wise observation. Glad to see you aren't a complete buffoon. At that moment, however, Genzo steps forward. Whoa, wait a minute there. Iggs, you're not gonna give up like that, are you? Indeed, that didn't take an incredible amount of it convincing. This is your duty, yeah? Something the king thought fit to trust to you. Ignatius' gaze falls, his fingers still clutching around the jewel in his robe. Orlam steps forward, the prince dagger raised. I'm afraid Ignatius is unable for discussion right now. You'll need to go through us. Imagine Hunar narrating all of Iggy's internal thoughts, just dragging him. You're useless. He's just like, wow, Iggy's so pathetic. Wow, Iggy's so oblivious. Wow, wow. And it's like, he's right, but you don't gotta say it. I mean, if you think about it, because Hunar is like the honorary friend of the group, like he's not a part of the main group, he's looking from the outside in. He's like the audience in that way, you know? Something to think about. Guys, let's just calm down, okay? Let's perhaps not resort to straight to violence? Ignatius looks the prince up and down. Maybe, Prince Ghent. Right, Prince Ghent can simply join us? Then he'd still be able to ensure I complete my quest successfully. At this, the weapons finally fall, the four of them looking between each other with furtive glances of uncertainty. With an endearing smile, Ignatius can see the prince might require more convincing, and what better way to prove his sincerity than with an award-winning smile, summoning every ounce of charm he can muster. Aww, so cute! He cocks his head to the side with a smile that might as well be made of sugar. Would you please help us? The prince looks at him for a moment, then takes a step backward with a start. He brings a hand to his mouth with a flustered cough. I suppose I could find it in my heart to lend you some aid. Momentarily, at least. He straightens, coughs again, smooths down an errant lock of hair. Yes, I think this arrangement would mutually benefit both of our parties. So I shall accompany you. I can only hold my sword will prove a worthy asset. I'd be happy to evaluate its worth. Orlam, stop saying everything I'm thinking. I wasn't talking to you. Despite the prince's awkward demeanor, Ignatius considers the trial of persuasion a success, and though the anxiety may still plague his belly, he feels something new has joined it. Confidence. Confidence in his newfound companions. Perhaps he'll be able to complete his quest after all. Before Jerry finds us. Jump toward Orlam! Willing what little remaining strength he can put into his wobbling legs, he aims himself at Orlam without thinking, and jumps his little self. His sudden approach must throw Orlam for a loop, because in 1 second he's got his arms out, and the next he's attempting to jump out of the way. In the end, he's unable to do either of those things, and Ignatius slams straight into him, sending both of them to the surface of the bridge. The impact takes Ignatius' breath away. Their dynamic is so funny. It's so unique. I love it. It's all he can do to clench his eyes shut until the quakes finally die down around them. 1 second. 2. Once everything has gone completely still, he opens his eyes, only to see Orlam's face a few mere inches from his own. A bridge isn't new for me, but I'm willing to try anything once. Ignatius leaps immediately to his feet. Sorry, I lost my balance. Orlam pushes himself back up with the dust at his thighs. Oh yes, that's what they all say. Sorry, I tripped and fell. My dick landed in your... All right, let's keep this thing somewhat G-rated, shall we? Maybe learn to control your pet then. He's not my pet. Ownerless then. I'll have to keep this in mind. He's so gross. Ignatius gulps at this. Then the smile Orlam directs at him sends an uncomfortable flush all the way up his neck and cheeks, and he jerks his head away in an attempt to disguise his growing discomfiture. If you gentlemen are done messing around, we've got ourselves a new problem over here. Guess we don't need you anymore, huh? Ignatius can't help but feel the braggadocio swelling up within his chest. Guess we don't need you anymore, huh? I should be able to handle things from here on out. The prince's eye twitches. Then the look of disdain returns. So much for trying to give you a compliment. Whatever, let's carry on. We still have a long way to go. And with that he storms off towards the opposite end of the bridge. Ignatius can only watch him in a perplexed silence. It was a joke. Tough crowd, I guess. I like that foreshadows that Iggy never knows the right thing to say to Gidget, like, ever. Is it foreshadowing? It's more just like alluding. And we're gonna help Orlam. He moves on instinct, darting towards his left before his mind can talk himself out of it. Orlam! But Orlam suddenly nowhere to be found. Ignatius looks around in confusion as the rabbit leaps and scuffles around him. There's a thud to his front, and when he looks up, he sees a pair of yellow eyes staring straight at him. Hi there. He takes a step backwards. The rabbit takes a step forwards, snarls, then charges. But just before the rabbit sends the point of his spear straight through his stomach, he's flying through the air. Orlum has him hooked in against him, and they're leaping, diving, slicing through the air. So fast it sends Ignatius' head spinning. Once they come to a stop, Orlum grabs Ignatius' shoulders with a harried shake. What the hell do you think you're doing? Helping you! Help! Orlum brings his hands to his hair with a frustrated grimace, but he doesn't have a chance to say anything further, because another rabbit is already lunging at them. Orlum grabs Ignatius by the wrist and takes another flying leap to the left. Then it's back to dodging spears, evading claws, ducking under boots. But Ignatius can tell that Orlum is getting tired. His sidesteps lack the vivacity he'd shown at the beginning of the fight, and they're not moving quite as fast. He's slowing him down. No sooner has this thought in his mind than Orlum must make a miscalculation, because they go careening into the broad front plate of an especially large rabbit. There's a dull thud as they fall back on their asses in the dirt. Shit. Orlum wobbles to his feet as quickly as he can. Shit, shit, shit. But already they're completely surrounded, a wall of rabbits on all sides, and moving closer and closer. That's when Ignatius notices it. A flicker around... What do you mean? A flicker around Orlum's frame, like some sort of glitching veil. Huh? And the Orlum sees through it. It looks different from Orlum in front of his face. His eyes are yellowish green, pupils red at their centers. What? What do you mean? Could it be some kind of... Why don't we... Would that have happened if we chose him first? Or is it, with every route that I complete or something, some weird shit's gonna happen? I'm scared. I ain't come here for scared. He blinks, wondering at first if he's just seeing things. Oh, Genzo's gone first this time. Yeah, that makes sense. Then shakes his head. No, someone's missing. Where's Genzo? The rest of the group turns around to look, but the halfling in question is nowhere in sight. He's gone. And this concerns us why. He was here just a moment ago. Ignatius brings a shaky hand to his hair. The chills are ramping up now, up and across his arms like tingly firecrackers. He couldn't have just... A glance to the front, a glance to the back. The hallway is completely clear on both sides. Probably ran away with his tail between his legs. He is so good at that. I guess we keep going then? For more creepy stuff to happen. Oh no. I don't like it's creepy. Like, I know what happens and I'm still scared. Bucks is gone. This turn of events is admittedly a bit more concerning. She's giant. How could she just disappear like that? Ignatius gulps. His heart is really starting to pick up now. If this keeps up. But no. He shakes his head. They need to keep moving. Everything will be fine. I mean, you'll probably get a kiss if nothing else. And that's what this is all about. The next time the lights flicker, he spins on his heels. But it's already too late. By the time he's facing backward, Orlum is the only one standing behind him. Orlum looks to his left, his right, then splays his arms in apparent apathetic acceptance of their fate. And then there were two. Aren't you at all concerned by this? I'm used to being alone in the dark with strange men. I mean, that's a great line. You're not helping the situation. There's another flicker, followed by another, and then the lights go out for good. Ignatius gives a little whine of terror and steps back until he hits the wall. It's quiet for a moment. Quiet save the rapid beating of his heart. It echoes up inside his head with a dull thrum. Then he hears Orlum sigh. Footsteps. There's a hand on his. Come on. Orlum's fingers curl around his, bony and rough, just a little bit sweaty. Yeah. That's just Orlum summed up, honestly. Oh, shit, my bad. Attaching yourself to the wall like a leech will get us nowhere. But I can't see anything. I can see for the both of us. He's for sure sweaty. A tug. Firm but gentle at the same time. Ignatius furrows his brows, but finally allows himself to be pulled away from the wall all the same. There you go. Orlum's thumb runs up the side of his hand, and Ignatius immediately feels a flush rise to his cheeks. Stop that. A laugh. Just easing the tension is all. That's not easing anything. No, but look at you. Walking along like a capable human being through the scary dark corridor. It's true. He is walking now, and he'd be completely forgotten about the fear gripping his heart at least momentarily. He bites down on his tongue with a flustered huff, and then they're moving forward, just the two of them down the corridor of endless darkness. Around them the wall seems to undulate with invisible waves, a tangible sense of isolation closing in on them. But Ignatius keeps his thoughts focused on Orlum's hand, on the rough feeling of it between his fingers, a beacon of light even in a thick curtain of shadow threatening to strangle them. There's something almost familiar about it. About all of this. Their hands connected, Orlom's teasing comments, always trying to get a rise out of him, and him putting up with it, maybe even liking it. Just a bit. The thought puts him at ease somehow. Something to focus on besides the walls of darkness, at least. In fact, he's just beginning to regain some of his composure when he realizes Orlom's hand is gone. He stops, reaches forward, swings his arms around, increasingly panicked flourishes, but Orlom is simply gone. There's no response, and already Ignatius can feel himself start to curl in on himself. He's alone. Yeah. And then this creepy sequence again. I don't like this glitchy nonsense. I don't even know what this means. That's when the floor opens up beneath him. Jerry! Jerry! The sound effects. I do not like the glitches. Teeth ripping into something. Flashing cloth and fur. The slump of bodies falling to the ground. And from the roiling, raving din, Orlom appears. Oh, he looks so cool! Wow! Look at him! He ascends the stairs to the throne, but he looks different. Whoa! Why is he glitchy feralman? The Orlom Iggy saw earlier during the fight with the rabbits. He stands over Ignatius, eyes focus on Jerry. You stay back. Stay back, I said. He's a little goblin boy! Orlom's body gives a shudder. Then his shoulders fall ever so slightly. An impish grin spreads across his face. As much pleasure as it would bring me to devour you whole. Oh, he's gonna eat people! That makes so much sense! It's because his father is the king of all imps. He's an imp! Yeah! Your look of despair as your pathetic kingdom crumbles around you is a reward enough. Now go piss yourself somewhere else before I change my mind. He drops to his knees next to Ignatius, starts to pull him up into his arms, then must think better of it. You're gonna need to get on my back. I'm not sure I have the arm strength. That's fair. I was like, is he gonna Bartle style carry us? Can he do that? Ignatius just nods, and when Orlom turns around, he uses what energy he has left to climb onto the imp's back. He's like a gargoyle in the background. Oh, Orlom stands with a little wobble, clearly having some trouble. Are you alright? I'm fine. Orlom grunts, repositioning Ignatius on his back. Why do your eyes... Huh? Oh, did it wear off? Should have figured. Hard to keep up the spell when I'm saving defenseless clerics from certain death. At any rate, we should probably be trying to liberate ourselves on this hellish place, yes? He shoots a final smirk at Jerry, who returns the look with a frightened yelp. Then, with a little hop-skip to get himself moving, he runs. Through the still panicking rabbits flying left and right, through the falling rubble and the leaping flames, back across the bridge as it begins to twist and turn and buckle. They reach the end just as a giant piece of ceiling breaks off. It takes out the hunk of ground in front of them. It leaves a gaping hole in its wake, flames licking up at the cracking edges. Well, that puts a bit of a damper on that daring escape. There's nowhere to go. Already the rest of the platform is crumbling around them, and the gap is 5, 10, 20 times too far to leap. Orlom turns around, curses beneath his breath. Even the bridge behind them is gone now. Great heaping chunks of it tumbling off to join the molten pot below. They're left stranded on a precariously balanced island in the middle. Dead end, I suppose. Looks like you won't have to deign me with any grandiose shows of gratitude after all. Ignatius pushes his face into the back of Orlom's neck. He's surprised to feel him shaking just ever so slightly. It's okay. Not everyone is cut out to be a hero. Certainly not me. Orlom, it's not too late to wish one of the others back, is it? I'm sure one of them could actually save you. Orlom, no! You're our hero this time. Orlom, what? Put me down. Why would I... Just do it. Orlom grumbles beneath his breath but does as he's told. Dropping to his knees so Ignatius can roll off into the trembling earth. As if in sync, 2 more giant chunks of the bridge break off. The little platform is getting smaller and smaller. Ignatius raises his arms. Come here. Orlom's brow twitches and he coughs into his hand. But he eventually complies, sliding into Ignatius's lap. Another bridge. Must be our thing. Aw, callback! I did say I was willing to try anything once. That's so cute! Ignatius feels the flush rise to his cheeks, but fights it off with a shake of his head. He buries his face in Orlom's chest instead, wrapping his arms around his waist. Orlom just sighs and rests his hands on the back of Ignatius's head. He stares off at the crumbling world around them. This is how it all ends, is it? It's okay. Remember what Jerry said? If I die, everything gets reset. Reset. But I just wanted to tell you before that happens. And before we forget all that's ever happened, that you make me happy. Orlam stops, blinks, looks down at the back of Ignatius's head. Say that again? But somehow this makes Ignatius shy. And when he says it again next, his voice shrinks in on itself. You make me happy. Orlam smirks at this. He tugs back Ignatius' head so he can look down at him. Is that so? Then I suppose you wouldn't mind if I left you with something you'll forget soon anyway? Huh? Orlam dips down and presses. Oh, the first kiss! They didn't even kiss on Act 3. Wow. And Ignatius's eyes go wide as dinner plates, and so do mine. And at that moment, however, the platform beneath them. Oh, look at that. Kissing. Falling. They're falling. Yeah. Clutching at each other. Clutching to each other. Twisting and turning as the air whips around them. Embers pricking at their skin. I love how skinny Orlam is on holding themselves so close that they can't even breathe. It's coming. Ignatius closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. Then... And we end again. We got one more to go, babies. Saving the best for last. Except that's not true. I like it in this order though, because Genzo's like my favorite. Orlam's pretty okay, and then I really love Gidget, so it's just like, yeah. And we are being nice this time. Because it's just gonna hurt harder. Get time! Woo! What if I just got Genzo again by accident? Just to make sure that doesn't happen. Ask for help. I haven't groan and roll over yet. My bad. Ignatius brings his hands to his face to groan and rolls over. Why do I feel sick? Why is everything so bright? That's what happens when you take medication 5 times stronger than your body can handle. He's gonna be alright though, isn't he? He'll be fine. He just needs to rest. Almost as if on cue, Ignatius vomits a few. Oh god! Everything is pain. Yeah. And Genzo grimaces and takes a step backwards. Orlam clasps his hands around his thighs and rises to his feet. At any rate, we should make sure we're safe here first. I'll go secure the perimeter. Watch him, would you? Try not to let him choke on his own vomit or anything. Oh, thanks. With one last look, Orlam leaps off into the night, as quiet as a mouse. Genzo plops to the seat next to Ignatius. After a moment... Oh, okay, this is fine. We got the vomit this time. Give the jewel, because we're a simp. I do like the handshake. I like both, but I think Endearing Smile got the blushy. So it was worth it. Jump towards Get! Willing what little remaining strength he can put into his wobbling legs, he aims himself at Gent without thinking, and jumps. Cleric, what are you? But the prince doesn't have a chance to finish his question. In a flash, Ignatius is flush against his chest in a flurry of white-robed limbs. Gent pulls him in close on instinct, holding him tight as the bridge rocks and quakes around them, and only once the tremors have subsided does his grip loosen. With a start, he grabs Ignatius' shoulders and pushes him away. Try and be more careful. Sorry, it all happened so fast that I lost my balance. The prince coughs, looks away. They are adorable, dude. They're like... Then perhaps you should pay more attention. You do realize if we lose you, we lose the jewel, yes? Ignatius' gaze drops to the ground. Sorry, you're right. Hey, give the guy a break. He's doing his best. Well, maybe his best isn't enough. Genzo's hand goes to the hilt of his sword. You want to say that again? Guys, stop it. He's right. I'll be more careful. The prince turns away with a huff. That is all I ask. Genzo snorts, but lets his hands fall back to his sides. Royal prick. Look at you, Mr. Popular. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing. Just a casual observation from a friend. Up ahead, the prince clears his throat loudly. If we're all done playing around, can we deal with this new problem we have on our hands? You're not half bad yourself. And to help Gent, who is so broody. Darting towards his left before his mind can talk himself out of it. Gent! Cleric, what are you doing? Helping you! I don't need your help. You're bleeding. It's just a flesh wound. Shut up and let me heal you. Go heal someone who needs it. The sheer fervor of the altercation is enough to confuse the surrounding rabbits, who spend a good 30 seconds just watching the back and forth proposal. They're like, oh, this is awkward. At some point, however, they must realize they're missing an opening, because they raise their spears and come lunging en masse. Iggy, watch out! Ignatius is so thrown off by the use of his name, he barely has a chance to turn around. Before again is shoving him out of the way. He's flying, before hitting the dirt hard, the impact taking his breath away and sending stars across his eyes. Once he's recovered his wits, he attempts to return to his feet. Gent! Stay down, do you want to lose your head? The prince shoots him a glare between rapid-fire parries of his saber. And let you get all the glory? You stubborn. I like that they're so back and forth, it's fun. Go help someone who needs it, bestie, you need help! Because in this flurry of parries, he misses an incoming spear on the right. The side of his slams across his shoulder, sending the saber from his hand and his body spinning backwards to the ground. No! Gent! Their dynamic is a lot to me right now. Ignatius rushes to the prince's side, kneeling down next to him. But it's already too late. 2, 3, 4 spears are already pointed at their heads. Yeah, the bucks comes to save the day. The sudden booming. Yeah. Make chop work. Oh, Bucks is the first to go this time, nice. He blinks, wondering at first if he's just seeing things, then shakes his head. No, someone is. Someone's missing. Someone very large. Where's Bucks? The rest of the group turns around to look, but the warrior woman in question is nowhere in sight. She's gone. You said something weird to her, didn't you? I said nothing of the sort. I was merely making an offer. Just fucking great. Thanks to Freckles McHorndog over here, we've lost our only capable party member because he asked if she knew how to use a strap-on. More like she'd had enough of your boorish tongue, you uncough brute. Oh yeah? Well, you can take this boorish tongue and shove it up your scrawny behind. I'd love to, dear, but this doesn't seem like the appropriate time or place. These two. For fuck's sake, excuse me while I hurl. Would you two be quiet already? Ignatius brings a shaky hand to his hair. The chills are ramping up now, up and across his arms like tingly firecrackers. She couldn't have just... A glance to the front, a glance to the back. The hallway's completely clear on both sides. I guess we keep going. Who's gonna be next? I say Genzo's gonna be next. This on and off stuff really freaks me out every time. Oh no! Orlum! Heart twisting, he twirls around, searching. Orlum, he's gone. Thank God, I thought he'd never leave. This is not a good thing. Agree to disagree, I guess. Your royal, I don't give a rat's behind this. Ignatius gulps. His heart is really starting to pick up now. If this keeps up. But no. He shakes his head. They need to keep moving. Everything will be fine. This music track is so creepy! I can't get over it. But it's already too late. By the time he's facing backwards, Gens is the only one standing behind him. I'm beginning to grow mildly alarmed. The feeling is more than natural. There's another flicker, followed by another, and then the lights go out for good. Ignatius gives a little whine of terror and steps back until he hits the wall. It's quiet for a moment. Quiet save the rapid beating of Ignatius's heart. It echoes up inside of him with a dull thrum, then... Iggy? Yeah? Where are you? Somehow the sound of Gent's voice seems to calm him, and despite the fear still gripping his frame, he manages to pull himself away from the wall. I'm here. He reaches forward in the darkness, groping. He hits something soft, jerks back, then reaches again. A clumsy meeting of fingers. Then their hands clasp together. It's silent for a moment. Now we, won't lose each other, at least. Right. Then they're moving forward, just the two of them down the corridor of endless darkness. Around them, the wall seems to undulate with invisible waves. A tangible sense of isolation closing in on them, but Ignatius keeps his thoughts focused on Gent's hand. On the soft feeling of it between his fingers, a beacon of light, even in a thick curtain of shadow threatening to strangle them. It's comforting. We're not to speak of this later, you know. Of course not. Just making sure. I hope some of this dynamic, slips into Arc 5. I don't know how it's going to, but I eat it the fuck up. But Ignatius can't keep the small grin from forming on his face at the words, particularly when Gent's fingers tighten around his. He feels himself beginning to ease somewhat. Yes, they'll be able to get through this, so long as they have each other. In fact, he's just beginning to regain some confidence when He realizes Gent's hand is gone. No! Baby, come back! You can blame it all on me. Oh, I hate that sequence. It scared me. Jerry, Jerry. When a good thing goes bad, a saber. It slices through the air, clanging against armor and spear, carving through flesh and fur. And from the roiling, raving din, Gent appears. Wow! That's our babe. Gent appears. He ascends the stairs to the throne, stands over Ignatius, shoulders heaving and breath ragged. You stay back, I said. Gent smirks. I would burn you alive for what you did, Rabbit. But fortunately for you, I have more important matters to attend to. He drops his saber to the ground with a clatter, then kneels down next to Ignatius. Can you move, Iggy? I'm not sure. Gent grimaces, seems to be trying to figure out something in his head, then finally takes Ignatius into his arms. Yeah! Orlom can't carry our ass, but the other ones can. You're stronger than you look. Didn't you know? I got a black belt in Taekwondo back in the day. Wow! Ignatius smirks but lets himself rest against Gent's chest all the same. Now then, shall we, as they say, give this place the slip? Please don't ever say that again. Gent turns on his heel with a regal spin. He's so fine. It's so real. Throws a confident grit up in the air and then runs. Not me smiling to myself, don't worry. Through the still panicking rabbits left to right. They reach the end just as a giant piece of ceiling breaks off. The workmanship of this place. My father would never have given this place a permit. Is that really what we should be worried about right now? I'm venting my frustration through pointless and irrational commentary. He spins around that me in every stream when I'm scared half to death. He spins, gaze shooting left and right as he searches for another way. But there isn't one. Already the rest of the platform is crumbling around them, and the gap is 5, 10, 20 times too far to leap. Perchance I should have put more thought into this. Even the bridge behind them is gone now. Great heaping chunks of it tumble off to join the molten pot below. They're left stranded on a precariously balanced island in the middle. Perchance! Prince Charming, yeah! It makes me excited for our Cinderella, even though maybe it doesn't, because the side games aren't safe either. I'm not mad. Why aren't you helping here? What do you expect me to do? I don't know, come up with something. Do something, anything, so that we don't... Ignatius can see the glimmer of tears in Gent's eyes. Despite everything, though, Ignatius is calm. Gent just growls and looks away. Gent! What? It's okay. Remember what Jerry said, if I die, everything gets reset. But I'm supposed to be your prince, Iggy. I was supposed to save you. You'll always be my prince, Gent. As if on... Oh... Yeah. OMG! Okay, if this doesn't slip into Arc 5, I'm rioting. As if on cue, 2 more giant chunks of their platform break off. Their little platform is getting smaller and smaller. Really? Even after we go back? Even after we go back? Gent's lips start to tremble. Gidget making a prince character just to, like, save Iggy. I can't do this. Ignatius just smiles, bringing his hand up to Gent's cheek. And I just want you to know, before everything resets, and we forget all this ever happened, that you make me happy. Just the way you are. The real you. Oh. Stop! Now Gent's cheeks are flowing with tears, and so are mine. Keep it together, Gent. Keep it together, Gent. It's okay. Just wait. Gidget Jones! Holy shit, that's so good, Gray! I'm gonna cry, we're gonna cry. Let's cry together. Iggy smirks. You don't need to be perfect all the time. Oh, Iggy. Gent pulls Iggy in close, bringing their lips together. At that moment, the platform beneath them. They're so cute. I love them. I think this one's the best kiss. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so real. Hot take. This is the best kiss. Gent is so insanely my type. Honestly, the Gidget and Genzo is fighting. I think Genzo wins like ever so slightly, but I don't know. Gidget giving them a run for their fucking money. They're gonna have to earn it. Well, that was a time. Okay, on a real note, it was a good time. It was a good time. I wasn't actually expecting it to have some like moments. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't expecting it to be pointless either. But I guess I was just expecting fan service, and didn't think anything of it. But, wow. Yeah, it had moments. But I was feeling the chemistry everywhere. I like that we got our first kiss with Orlov in this game. I like that, God, I love Gent. I love Gent so much. The Jerry introduction, holy shit. Biggest plot twist of all time. Is that the character that's introduced in Arc 5 that would just be out of nowhere had you not played this game? Or is it Gent? Or is it... I'm pretty sure it's Jerry. But I'm excited to see Gidget, like, come into their own more and feel more comfortable because that dynamic between them was everything. Like, everything. Jerry. So I'm excited to see how this is played into Arc 5. Luckily, we get to start next week. Like, immediately. So I'm really excited for that. And nervous. I'm nervous as fuck. Because we're going right back into Scary Land. And some of the sequences of this game were, like, actually genuinely unnerving. Carrot, I don't know how you do it. I really don't. You just naturally have that talent, I guess. That dynamic was electric. It was... That's chemistry. There should be a book written on that, because that was how much chemistry. But I had a good time. It was fun. It was a nice little break from the main story. And, like, I like the D&D, even though it kind of freaked me out. Is it D&D anymore? I don't fucking know. I don't know what that means. I feel like a lot of this is foreshadowing for what the end of Act 5 is going to be like, but with the stakes upped. I don't know. And the romantic scenes are going to hit a lot harder with the previous contacts and all that, so love the fun banter. I'm telling you, I could watch these characters do fucking anything and I'd have a great ass time because they're just so fun. They flow so naturally off of one another. And it's just great. So it's a great time. Cannot complain. Yeah, because the messages say they played... There was an after credits sequence. What is this? Stop it. Stop it. Iggy's awoken to the sound of Mrs. Donna. This is PTSD inducing right here. What do you mean? There must be something stuck in one of the wheels because with each rotation, the bin lurches upwards and the smacks heavily against the pavement. Roll, smack, roll, smack, roll, smack. This is evil right here, Carrot. This is evil right here. He sits up in bed, all of a sudden come over with the urge to look out the window. The half trips, half stumbles out the sheets. She's there, Mrs. Donish, that is. Just as he expected she would be. And only a second after he spies her halfway down the driveway, a bottle falls out of the bin. It's an interesting bottle, somewhat round and oblong, and an interesting golden hue that it almost looks like a potato. He watches her stop, pick it up, then toss it back inside the bin. What do you mean this scene has extra meaning now? What? Jail. Roll smack. Yeah. Iggy watches her a moment longer, brows for... I'm like... but ultimately shakes his head and turns back to his room. Yes, his room. This is his room. I mean, it looks a little different, but the same as it is every morning. And yet somehow it feels like he hasn't seen it in a long, long time. He brings a hand to run up through his hair, but as he does so, he winces. A strange pin-like pain blossoms across his fingers, but looking down at his hands, he sees nothing wrong. 5 fingers just like usual, and all of them in perfect working order. He curls them in and out, gives his hands a shake. He blinks, then finally sighs. This is getting ridiculous. He doesn't have time for this. He has work to do, clients with deadlines. So with a little slap of his cheeks, he starts towards the kitchen. This Groundhog Day shit. As he starts up the coffee pot, a thought crosses his mind. The fleetest of passing thoughts. Maybe he'll call Gidget later. Yeah. Okay, and I'm assuming if we had done the Genzo and the Orlum all the way through, he would say them. The thought of percolating in the back of his mind, he heads towards his desk. He has work to get done. Yeah, that didn't make me feel any more comfortable. Oh, no! I didn't get to see the ends of the other ones. Fuck! I must go back. I must go back just for that. You think I'm joking, but I'm really not. Okay, let me save it so I can look back at it later. You think I'm joking, but I fucking ain't. I'm serious about this shit. Let's go! I just gotta get it. Oh, yeah! I'm an idiot. Alright, well, it's fine. I technically got them all. You saw me do it. You saw me do it. I did it. Genzo time again. Oh, not if I do that. We'll zoom through. Yeah, it's fine. So cute. And that creepy ass. Creepy ass. Why is everything so creepy? I just want to be safe. It's the endearing smile that I get all along. You can go to settings and say skip after choices. Oh! I mean, I feel like I have more control if I do it this way, to be honest. But I appreciate it. So if you feel like I do the other one, I'll just absolutely skip through everything. The good news is it's short, so it doesn't take too long. We get to see the kissy again, at least for a second. Wow. I guess the real question is, how do I skip through this? I guess I can't, huh? I should have just left it before. Whoops. That's fine, we won't be killing it, it's fine. I can get a drink of water in the meantime. I'm trying to gather all my thoughts. Honestly, there's not too much else to really say. Like, it was pretty concise and put together. And if this was done in a month, that's also kind of insane. And then just putting it with everything is also insane. And the song's good, so the more I listen to it, the better. If I'd known this, I would have saved my theories for the end. Oh well. Holy shit, yeah. And there was a lot of, like, CGs and shit too, and the animations and all that. Carrot does it again. Save some talent for the rest of us. I've always said it. I'm waving my Brussels sprout at you. My cold Brussels sprout. There was tons of stuff, yeah. Can you imagine if this is somebody's first exposure to the series? I guess it'd be worse if they played a game that was like a little less creepy. Like if our Cinderella is really just slice of life cuteness and that's their first, then they're in for a rough ass ride. And I haven't even played the game, I'm just assuming. Yeah, Mrs. Donish. Maybe I'll call Genzo later. Oh, that's so cute. Worth it. Fucking worth. I would do it again. And I'm gonna do it again for Orlom. I'll do anything to see my babes. These little stinkers. All of them. Mean to Genzo time. Oh, that was a deep burp. Jesus. Step in to help. Why do you do this, guy? Also interesting, they all do martial classes except for Iggy. Yeah, that's fitting, isn't it? We can't do other magic except healing. Yeah, literally. Come on, Iggy. You couldn't learn at least one spell. Just fireball. Just fireball. for me. Jentora or Wom. Just the asshole Iggy route. Bucks really gets screwed over in this, huh, though? Kind of deserving. Back at it again. This is the real Groundhog Day. Yeah, Hunar, why did he make his wife the main character? Because he knew all along. Not me knowing the music now. Their marriage is in shambles. I really do love seeing their dynamic when things are good. I guess I could say that for everybody. Like, when things are good, things are great, you know? Like, even Orlam, like, I like that even Orlam and Genzo had moments where, like, they were, like, working together even begrudgingly, you know? Which gives me hope of what their dynamic could be if things were kind of just better. Like, they'll never be, like, besties, you know, but they'll be able to tolerate each other and move on, you know what I mean? Or, like, put up with each other while everybody else is doing their thing. I don't know. Things need to be good again. Yeah. And I stick with my egg theory of, you know, that being Sadie. And, like, Iggy making a wish on it. Like, one good wish could say, oh, shit! They were- okay, at the beginning of Arc 5, it was like, all it needs is one good wish, and then the tree will be healed, and things will be, like, back to normal or whatever. So, like, maybe the wish is to, like, save Sadie or something in relation to her. Like, my stupid ass was like, Sadie can't make a wish. And it's like, well, maybe it wasn't Sadie making the wish. Maybe it was Iggy making the wish for Sadie's sake, and then that would heal it or whatever. Bring Sadie back to life. Yeah! You're so smart. That's probably exactly what it is. I don't know if that is good, though. I mean, it's good for Hunar. I don't know about Buxley. Maybe they'll just get a divorce and things can, you know, progress from there. Because that's what he wishes for, to bring his friends back to life at the end of this game. Yeah, that makes sense. I really do feel like there's some strong overlap between this and Arc 5. So if I'm playing Arc 5, I'm just gonna be like, wait, hold up. Jerry? You know, I'm just gonna be doing that the whole time. Maybe he will. This thought percolating. And then cute Orwam. Oh, sneak nasty. He's such a little nasty. I love that for him, though. I love my little nasty. Look at them. They're so cute together. Wow. Worth again. Like the characters want more about what the hell is going on, that this game didn't have enough cannibalism. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Play the main game, Our Wonderland. Available on Itch. You might regret it. Wow. They know. They're aware. I like your self-awareness, Kara. I do appreciate that. Well, I have to say, our Fantastic Wonderland was quite fantastic indeed. Had a good time. I had fun. Always fun just hanging out with everybody. I like having this like little AU and oh my gosh, I'm gonna eat Gidget Gent up. I don't care what form Gidget is in. I love them. Like, it doesn't matter. I'd love them if they were a worm. Like, got me acted up. This is a good time. Good time, good stream. Also wasn't very long either. I mean, like, I don't know. Even with all my stalling and shit, I was still able to get through it very quickly. Gidget is a babe no matter what. Absolutely. All facts. No printer. Like, it's so good. So true. So true, so based. Wow. Okay, well, let me mute this music and move on to the end of the stream. Okay, so today was our Fantastic Wonderland and we finished it. So next Thursday we will be picking back up our Wonderland, Arc 5. We're in the finale, bitches. We are towards the end. Can you believe it? I cannot. And tomorrow we have your game. We call it Seaside Inn. So excited. Have no expectations. None. I haven't read the page. I haven't nothing. All I know is that somebody's a mermaid, I think. And I'm like, okay, I'm down. Let's go. You know, I can't wait. So a nice healing. Granted, we didn't need too much healing. I mean, it was a little trauma Thursday, but not too crazy. So tomorrow will be definitely healing regardless. Then Saturday we'll be playing my game. We'll be playing Lord of Lies and fixing a lot of the bullshit that I see when I go through it. And criticizing it the whole way. It ought to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. That's me rolling my eyes. You can't see me, but I'm rolling my eyes. And then I'll be resting for the next 2 days, and then we'll be back with Quaint. If you haven't seen the first stream that I did of Quaint, I had a great time with it, and I think it's wonderful. It's a really good game so far, and it has some interesting shit happening already. Like, the twist at the end is, like, insane. So good shit. Would 100% recommend it. So if you need anything to watch, I would 1000% watch that before next stream. So pretty excited for more Quaint next week as well, and then excited to dive into Arc 5, and then I don't know if we're going to finish Seaside in tomorrow, probably not, so we'll probably have 2 streams of that as well, and who knows what we're going to do every Saturday, but if the Lord of Lies thing goes right, I might keep it on rotation until the end. We'll see. Then we've got, quickly, because I'm too tired to really plug, but we got Chat Sim Jam. It's happening really soon. It's in 8 days, I believe. I'll be streaming all the entries to Chat Sim Jam, and it overlaps very well with Otome Jam this year. So if you ever want to make a Chat Sim, now would be the time. Ran by Rotten Teeth and Max and I. Then there's Jad later this Joy, get out of the way. Okay, and then there's Jad, Josei After Dark, all the way towards it starts July 31st to Halloween, and we're gonna try to get some more NSFW romance games out there, targeted specifically towards women, because Lord knows that we need it. Okay, so this was definitely a very we planned this out. We were scheming, rubbing our hands together for more NSFW games in the space. We'd love to make one, and I'm planning on making one, maybe 2, who knows, for this jam. So it's gonna be a good time. Other than that, same stuff as always. I appreciate everybody dropping by and watching. Thank you, Grace, specifically for holding my hand through the loss of that bit there. I had a good time, but it was definitely a lot easier to not be scared with you right there, believe it or not. So I appreciate it. I'm excited to see what Carrot had to say about my reactions to Jerry and everything else, and my theories as always. But I hope everybody has a good night and that you rest well, eat well, have a good day tomorrow, all that nonsense, and I'm excited for Seaside in tomorrow. So I'll see you same time, same place. It's a date. So you too. Have a good night. I'm leaving now. Bye-bye.